Hello YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. We welcome you to the live coverage of race 3436 of the Outlaws Sim Series Bandit Grand Nationals. Tonight here in Richmond, Virginia, we continue this 10-race stretch to decide the inaugural Outlaw Sim Series Bandit Grand National iRacing Champion. Is Richmond Raceway America's longest short track? Or is it its shortest super speedway? Either way you look at it, Richmond embodies the characteristics of both, and it's a rocket fast challenge to every driver who competes on the 3/4 mile oval. Good evening, everyone. Jacob Zala joins me on the call. I'm Emerson Arden, and we continue this evening with round 3 of the Outlaw Sim Series playoffs at this 3/4 mile bull ring, and not a single playoff driver has secured their spot into that final round after last week's wild race and wild finish at Talladega. Does that change tonight? Well, let's take a look at the standings coming into tonight's race. You look at them and look, Seth Berger, he is 16 points over the cut line. That sounds good and all, but 16 points can go away quickly with 2 rough races, so he's got to keep on his toes. Malenko's got 15 above the cut line. If they don't win in the next 2 races, they could get really tight for that bubble spot. You never know. Jeremiah Stutzman, he's 2 above the cut line. How about the cut line? Tied with Max Service and Kyle Lingerfeld. Absolutely wild to also say that 11 and 14 points below the cut line are Joseph Causey and Adrian Schumacher. Some big names down early here in this 3rd round. Can they make it up? We'll see what they can do then. Tonight's charity is the Jimmy Fund, and the Jimmy Fund solely supports the fight against cancer at Dana-Farber. Since its founding in 1948, the Jimmy Fund has raised millions of dollars through thousands of community efforts to help save lives and give hope to cancer patients around the world. You can check out more on the Jimmy Fund at jimmyfund.org, and again, we choose a different charity each week in the hopes that you all who tune in will take the time to check them out and see what they're all about, and maybe consider donating to them. We broadcast the final 30 minutes of practice in the name of a charity each week with the platform we continue to grow here week in and week out, in hopes that everybody considers to at least look into and maybe even learn just a little bit about what this fund can do. Tonight's cameras like this and many more are provided by Whiplash Media. They are the owners of Pit Stop TV. Whiplash Media specializes in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. And Whiplash Media also working on its presence in real racing, offering services such as photography and social media management, public relations. If you wish to check them out, go to www.whiplash-media.com for more. And Jacob, let's get down to the action tonight. Richmond Raceway. It's a short track, but like I said in the intro, it feels like a super speedway with some of the speeds they reach at the end of these straightaways.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a tight race here. It's a D-shaped oval, and passing on the outside here or on the inside is going to be hard. So the drivers are going to have to watch what they do and save their tires the best they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's get into it right away. Practice is underway. 25 minutes left in practice. It's Landon Cardullo, top of the charts, and then playoff driver Malenko, the highest running of the playoff drivers. He's second quick, is almost a 10th behind Cardullo. Are we going to see Cardullo be able to maintain that kind of an advantage at the front of the field over the long run, or is this maybe another one of those hot lap nights?
To be honest, I'm not going to lie. As much as I love Landon and he's been a team owner to me, this honestly, actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna bag on him today. I think this could be a good start. Hopefully, you can save his tires and get a win. But if not, then it's looking like it's just gonna be another hot lap night.
Fair enough. Let's get down to the track and see what's going on out there. We've heard different opinions. Oh my goodness, that 8 car has destroyed the right rear.
Oh my, wow. That right rear is gone.
Let's talk to this driver. He's got 3 wins on the season, all at short tracks. Second seed in the playoffs right now. Let's go ahead and bring him on up. Malenko, you got 3 short track wins to your name this season. And what a better time it would be to get it done at a short track than maybe in this final round before the championship round. But how you feeling about this track?
I'm feeling alright. Got the lane down pretty good. Got a decent time on the board, so it's looking pretty good. Out here, if I can get like a top 5, get solid points here. I'm already 14 above the cut. If I can get somewhere towards the 20 mark out of here, I'm pretty much solid for Charlotte.
Fair enough. So let's I guess rewind back to Martinsville. You know, you led a lot of laps, you dominated early, and then kind of got into it with Adrian and kind of fell off after that. What is your plan to maybe ensure that that doesn't happen tonight? If you get out there and you lead a lot of laps early, how are you going to ensure that you stay up there?
The Martinsville thing, I did have a comfortable like 5/10 lead, and then I screwed up in 1 and 2. Didn't really roll back the brake bias as the run went on, so it was a little too loose there. So trying to make mistakes.
Hey, fair enough. And yeah, Jacob, you got any questions for Mal? Fair enough.
Good to hear.
Yep. I know already what he would ask at least once. And I'm actually kind of intrigued by this question as well. What do you think in caution count wise? You know, I like you said earlier, it's kind of hard to, you know, have wreck fests here, but at the same time, it's possible. What are you feeling from this field?
I'm gonna guess 2, because even though it's hard to make a wreck fest here, I think we're gonna have some self spins that may ricochet onto the track or overcorrect onto the track. So let me get like 2 like early as people are feeling it out.
Fair enough. All right, well, we're going to leave you to it. Again, the highest running playoff driver in practice right now, 2nd quickest. Next running is 4th quickest in max. So, got a little margin there, and you can get it done on short track. We'll see if you can get it done tonight. Best luck to your driver. We'll leave you to it.
Yep, thank you.
And that's driver of the number 7, Malenko. Again, running his pace around this track. He was telling me in the pre-race, this track, man, especially in corner exit, it's loose. It is wild. I feel for these drivers. I just did a league race at this track a couple weeks ago, and I actually like this track. It was a lot of fun actually to run that race. We got to the long green flag runs though, and this car was difficult. You really have to adjust that brake bias, bring it down, keep those cars turning. You want to keep these cars rotating on entry and center to really keep your lap time up. Because your lap times are going to go down no matter what, but it's a tough little challenge. Now, I'm kind of up for it, but another driver that is up for the challenge, a non-playoff driver, but driver currently top of the charts in practice. Landon, how you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
We're rocking, man. So top of the charts in practice again. We've seen the beginning of this story a lot. How is today's story gonna end?
Oh man, I don't even know. You're right though. I see this a lot. I don't know how to race. I think that's a big thing.
Oh man.
No, it's the long runs. I'm absolutely terrible at long runs, but this is short track, a lot of braking, so it's going to be even harder. But we'll see what we can do.
Fair enough. I was just mentioning, and maybe this might even be a little bit of an advice to you. I ran a league race a couple weeks ago, and I had to keep adjusting the brake bias over the run to really keep this car turning. I know, you're able to run fast, quick lap times here, right off the... Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Problems.
But, have you figured it out? How are you going to keep your speed over the long run?
I set a button for this race on my shifter just to adjust the brake bias, so we'll see if I use that. I probably will, but I think it's just saving the tires. I'm not good at that, so we'll try it.
Fair enough. And then 215 laps around here. Maybe it's kind of hard to get some yellows here, but what are you feeling caution count wise? And in the name of your friend Dale, that would definitely ask this question.
2. We'll go 2.
2 cautions? That's what Mal said as well. So it sounds like that's a good general consensus. Couple cautions. But all right.
Yeah, these boys are pretty good at this stuff. So.
Absolutely, nice little group of drivers who got here. But all right, top of the charts, and you're gonna go round. Oh no, collected. think that's the 66 of Josh Fox there catching you there. We're going to leave you to it, driver. Hopefully you can figure out this long run thing, and hopefully we're talking to you on the far side.
Yep. Thank you, Emerson.
Absolutely. Driver of the number 8, Landon Cardillo. Take a look at the chat real quick. George Guzman says, sweet. And Jacob Zala says, I'll let you do your thing. Wish you could be there, though. Absolutely. Thank you for bowing out, Jacob. Wish you could be here, too. Again, I've done, solo calls on these races before, and, I mean, it's no easy task to do these, and you definitely make that job easier, but I understand. People got things to do and lives to live, and if you do, you do. That's all there is to it. You do you, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. All right, let's carry on here. Driver below the cut line is, let's see, who's out on track. Trying to look for a name. There's one. Sixth on the charts. Let's see what he can say. Let's talk to driver of the number 88, Joseph Causey. Joseph, you're 11 points below the cut line after that Wild Digger race, man. What are you thinking coming into today? All right, looks like Joseph is not here at the moment. We'll try to bring him on up in a little bit, but we'll let him be. Let's try to see how Adrian's getting along here. Oh, he's even running the Aspen Dental car. I was not expecting that. But let's see. It looks like he's getting the hang of it. We'll see if we can get a word in with Adrian in practice here. Adrian, how you doing? All right, man. So, Wild Digger race. You're unfortunately on the worst end of that stick. You can come into today's race 14 below the cut line. But you tend to get these short tracks going, and you've really picked up some pace in this practice session. How are you feeling at this point now?
Confident. Obviously, people are. They're saying, like, I'm not seeing really a true race pace. A lot of wrecking, but I'm pretty stop 5. Maybe later in the run, push it, try to see where I can get to. And I believe I'm in a must-win situation. I'm not good at math, but I got lost words.
Fair enough, and I'll wrap it up then quickly here. Just, it is doable, 14 points, but it's a good group of drivers. Do you think you can do it between Richmond and Charlotte?
That's the thing. It's like, these are probably the best people in the league that finish up there consistently all season. It's going to be tough. I'm going to have to hope on somebody having a bad day, or if I want to make it on points.
Fair enough. Well, we'll leave you to it. Continue to do your practice, and you've improved already on the practice charts. Hopefully that continues on for your sake. We'll leave you to it, driver. Best luck to you.
Thanks.
Driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher, getting the laps, and there he is, going to pull off on the back straightaway. By the way, I do want to shout out, he also just mentioned in the chat, he said telling Braden his birthday couldn't come at a worse time. And it is my co-commentator's birthday, Jacob Zala, this Friday. So I want to wish him a happy birthday. Thank him for all the work he's done this season. Kind of coming in mid-season and really hitting the ground running, getting to work, and really improving overall on the season. So I'm very, very content with the way he's improved and the way he's carried himself about this. And, I couldn't ask for someone to, give up their time on the racetrack to come up here and commentate with me and do it as well as he's doing so far. And he's going to continue to learn. And, just once again, happy birthday to him. And, he's out there celebrating it tonight, so we'll leave him to it. Happy birthday, man. A happy early birthday, since it is this Friday. All right, let's shop around. Let's see who we've got. How about it? Let's go ahead and try to bring on up last week's winner from Talladega, Mr. Nathan Sylvia. After 3 Outlaw Sim Series starts, you've got a win to your name. How does that feel, man?
It feels pretty good, man. I mean, Talladega is where you go big or go home, so.
Absolutely. I can remember a couple of official races where you have you just have the right strategy at these plate tracks. And I think it's just, one 4-letter word that you just got to keep saying over and over again.
Yeah, keep it flat.
Keep your foot flat, absolutely. But, all right, Dega, that was wild and all. We go from the big bad speedway to a short track that really I feel is going to be really tame. But how are you feeling coming into Richmond tonight overall?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to suck here, so. Gonna be honest.
Short,
I don't feel
simple,
I don't
to
feel
the point.
confident. Yeah, I don't feel confident. But we'll see what we can do.
Right. With all your time on the sim, is there, I guess, any experience you can fall back on, when it comes to a 215 lap race at Richmond? Or?
Those I don't really get on sim that much. I mean, it's only keeping your head on a straight civil and not get the short track temper, and they get that of hold of you, as you will. But we'll see what we can do.
Fair enough. And I know he's not here. It's his birthday week. His birthday on Friday, so I'll just ask the question for him. What do you think caution count wise, man?
Caution count? I don't know, because I don't know. I want to say 5 or 6. I don't think it's gonna be that many, but off of turn 4, you're sideways all the time. So I don't know how that's gonna play a factor when you're on the when you run 2 wide out of 4. I don't know what's gonna happen. So probably like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. That's a pretty aggressive number. So I'm glad to hear that there's different thoughts on that. I know Malico and Landon, they came up here and they said 2 cautions each. So we'll see how that plays out. But we'll leave you to it, driver. Continue on to practice, and yeah, hopefully we'll talk to you on the far side.
All right, thanks, man.
Absolutely. Driver of the number 9, Nathan Sylvia. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring on up this guy. Highest playoff driver in the results last week, Kyle Lingerfelt. Kyle, you're in it now, man. You're right there in the thick of the playoff hunt. I believe you're tied at the cut line. Coming to a short track, you've already won at a short track this season in the playoffs. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I'm pretty excited to race this track tonight. It's quite challenging to run, and I think long run speed is there, so hopefully we can continue that.
Absolutely. And I did a league race here a couple weeks ago, so as a driver, I already know how difficult it is on the long run. We were in like 100 laps green, and in like 150 lap race, that was tough. But I know, I have to keep adjusting the brake bias. Is that pretty much the same lines that you're going to be on tonight? Keep, bringing that brake bias down?
Yeah, slowly start working it down. I think you'll have to start with a pretty high bias here to start the race with how slick this track is on these cold tires. But definitely as you get about 15 laps in, you probably slowly start working it down.
Absolutely. And just after all the fireworks at Talladega, my co-commentator's not here, but it's his birthday week this week. I'll ask the question for him. What do you think, caution count-wise?
Happy birthday, Jacob. And I'm gonna go with we'll go with 6. 6 seems like a good number. There's not too many of us tonight, so I'll change it to 4. Actually, we'll go to 4.
4. All right, we got darts all over the board. We had a couple people say 2. Nathan just came up here and said 6. You just changed it from 6 to 4, but everybody in that range, that we're not gonna have way too many tonight. It's 250 laps though. That's a lot of laps here.
It sure is a lot of laps here, but with having about 8 less cars than average, we'll probably see less caution. So hopefully we get in a lot of green flag runs and we get some good racing going. Seems like everyone's pretty close here.
Fair enough. Now I have to ask, tied for that cutoff line, and I know it could very well go into, that cutoff line moves up a spot or down a spot because of, people who end up winning tonight maybe, or not. But right in the thick of it, how are you going about, this race and next week at Charlotte? Or I guess the next week at Charlotte might just have to be based on what happens in this race. But are you confident? Are you kind of just hoping this plays out into your favor? Or what's the mindset, and how do you carry yourself in these next 2 races being right there on the cut line?
Well, coming from 13th in points, this has been a ridiculous, well, not ridiculous, a fantastic stretch of races for me. Basically, the mentality is survive and get top fives. So if we can keep that up and continue our top five streak alive here in the playoffs, we'll be okay, I think, for Kansas. But then it's no longer top five at Kansas. It's win or go home.
Absolutely. And got to make it there right now. You're right on that line, just outside. I think on the tie, that would keep you out from it. But 2 races to go, 2 races to run. We'll leave you to it, driver. Best luck to you. Keep on practicing. Hopefully we'll talk to you on the far side.
For sure. Have fun. Thank you, Emerson.
Absolutely. Driver of the number 65, Kyle Lingerfelt, out of Horseheads, New York. Again, his 1 win on the season came out of short track in the playoffs. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how this goes tonight. 7.5 minutes left in practice. Let's see who else is out there working. How about Schumacher, who's gone second quickest on the charts. He's already learning the short track thing. He's getting on up there. We've talked to Schumacher and Malenko and Landon. We've talked to Nathan, Sylvia. We've talked to Kyle Lingerfelt. We've tried to get a word in with Joseph Causey. Let's see. Who else is kind of riding around there? How about the other driver on that cut line? Max Service. Let's see if we can bring him on up. We'll bring on up driver of the number 81, Max Service. Max, you're right above that cut line. Well, you're tied for the cut line. How are you feeling coming into Richmond?
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of Richmond, I'll be honest. We'll see how it goes. I'm just kind of hoping to hang on for something solid. And I think technically I'm below the cut line right now because he'd have finish on me.
Ah, you're correct on that, actually, yeah. I guess when I did the graphic earlier, it didn't occur to me that I had to, put the tiebreaker in there. That's fair. But yeah, Richmond, now you've won on a short track already this season, way back when, Legacy Phoenix. But they kind of compare, I think. The corners are pretty flat. They're more baked here, obviously. But is there any sort of confidence when it comes to Richmond? You're 5th on the practice charts.
There is no confidence whatsoever. I'm not a fan.
Wow.
When we ran Phoenix, I hated Phoenix so much, but I've grown to like Phoenix a lot right now. It's a lot more flat and it's a lot more fun. Richmond, the bankings makes it tough, and then you're just sliding off exit the entire run. So I don't even know the long run pace of the car, and I don't know how the right rear wear is going to be because I know I have a tendency to tear the right rear off a car.
Well, let's look at this race as a whole. I know he's not here, but it's his birthday week this week. I said it now several times on broadcast, but I'm saying it for you all. I bring on up here his birthday week this week, so I'll ask his question. What do you think caution count wise?
Maybe 2?
2?
I don't know. I think I go with 2 like every week. So
that's what most of the boards said, but a couple people said one person said 4, one person said 6, and most of them said 2. So
who's out here saying 6?
I think Nathan said 6.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Makes more sense.
In his defense, this is only his 4th start with us, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But all right. We'll leave you to it, driver. Keep on practicing. Hopefully we're talking to you on the far side.
All right. Thank you.
Sir, best of luck. Driver of the number 81, Max Service. Let's see. Who else we got? That's on up there. How about it? Let's see if we can bring on up fan favorite and driver of the number 7, D7. Working on his... trying to get his 7th win on the season tonight. Seth, you coming to Richmond. This is a tough little track. How you feeling?
Feeling good. I think I should have okay pace here. Honestly, man, I'm just looking for a clean race. If I could have a clean race, I'm confident in the finish I could get out of this car. But we'll see what the car has in the beginning, and I think I'll definitely be a lot more competitive speed-wise towards the end of this thing. I'm not a fan of short tracks, but I typically figure them out through the race.
Fair enough. You come into today, obviously top of the point standing, 16 points above the cut line. How are you carrying yourself into Richmond and then into Charlotte next week, knowing that you have a decent amount of points to your name, but at any moment that could be wiped out?
Yeah, so I obviously don't want anybody close to the cutoff winning this race today. So I'm hoping for that, but yeah, like you said, I just need a clean run, you know. Nothing crazy to happen. Just finish this race strong, no penalties, no nothing. Don't get caught up in anything. Some of that's out of my control, but just gonna keep doing what I've been doing all season long, and hopefully have enough of a points cushion going into Charlotte next week. And I'm confident in mile and a half. So if I come out of here with a all right finish, I'm happy with that.
Fair enough. And because it's Jacob's birthday week, I'll have to ask the question in his honor. What is the caution count tonight, man?
I'm gonna go with 3.
3.
I think that's gonna be the tops, to be honest with you.
We saw a lot of people say 2. One person said 4. One person said 6. So 3 right there, you know, kind of towards the middle of that, but everybody kind of going for that lowish number. So good to see that there's a lot of confidence in the field from a good chunk of drivers.
Oh yeah, definitely. We do good every week, man. I feel like we could definitely be having a lot more cautions, but everyone keeps it clean fairly well, so I definitely don't think we'll have that many cautions.
Absolutely. It's a very clean series week in, week out. Makes it a lot of fun and brings strategy into the mix. Speaking of which, have you figured out the strategy? Have you figured out your long run? How's the 77 going to fare?
Since it's a flatter short track, I'm not too sure what the long run's going to look like, but you know, I'm going to stick to a plan and see what happens with it. I do a lot of learning in the race, like I said, so I could have amazing long run pace tonight, or I could have the worst long run pace tonight, but we'll figure out when the green flag drops.
Fair enough. We'll leave you to it, driver. About 70 seconds left in practice. Hopefully we're talking to you on the far side, and best luck to you.
All right, yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Driver of the number 77, and we'll bring him on up since there's a minute left in practice, and he was away from his sim rig at the time we put him on up earlier. But Joseph, Richmond, man, tough little place this is. 11 points behind the cut line. How are you feeling?
I try to bury or get myself out of a buried hole.
Yeah, that's a little deep. Little deep hole in this round of the playoffs. But if there's anybody that can do it, it's those 2 drivers that are that far down in that hole, you and Schumacher.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get this done. So hopefully we'll come out on the good side of this tonight.
So, what are you feeling about this stance you're in? Is it kind of a 2-week project? Are you gonna start here and then finish it at Charlotte, or is tonight gonna be the big chunk and Charlotte's gotta be maintaining? Or how are you feeling about the next 2 weeks? How do you carry yourself?
Either or. If I could get something either or, be great right now. I'm okay here. Did a race here a couple weeks ago that was in a cup car. I won it, so I mean, this is a little bit different with this car. Not as what you call it. I would say is planted. So
yeah, she's a little fun on exit. All right,
yeah.
We're in the qualifying now, but I ask you one more question. It's my usual co-commentator's birthday week this week. Gotta ask it. How many cautions we thinking tonight?
This place seems to always run green.
It does. It really does.
I don't know why. It's a hard place. A lot of people get loose and lose it, but it just seems to always want to run green. I'm gonna say 2, the least.
A lot of people said 2, so that sounds like the number that a lot of people are going with. We'll see how it plays out. Best luck to you, driver. Hopefully, we're talking to you on the far side.
All right, appreciate it, Emerson.
Absolutely. Driver of the number 88, Joseph Cause. He got a lot of opinions, got a lot of thoughts in that round of interviews here. Malenko has set his first time on the charts already. Tyler Markle's out there. Andrew St. Cour out there setting lap times. We're still waiting for times to come on in. So the time's going up. It's Malenko and St. Cour. Aaron Elam coming across the line. Josh McClune. Malenko does not improve, or does he improve on that second lap? He did improve on that second lap. Tyler Merkel's gone second quickest. Andrew St. Cour has gone third quickest. And let's see. How about Landon Cardulo out there? Cardulo, one of the fast guys in practice. Can he get up there? McClune has gone in there in fourth. Elam fifth. Nathan Sylvia, purple sector. He'll go top of the charts, but Landon Cardulo, he goes second quickest. How about Sylvia's going to go around in turn 2. Cardulo's still on a flyer, though. Max Service has gone purple in sector 2. Max Service will go top of the charts in that 81. Now Kyle Lingerfeld has gone top of the. He's going to wreck after the checkers. The times keep coming in as the nighttime keeps waning or coming in. I think these times are going to keep going up. Landon Cardulo's second lap does not improve. He'll stay 5th. Joseph Causey has gone 3rd. Let's see who else is out there. Reese Schaefer is on a warm-up lap, so we'll see him work his way around. Qualifying's got really antsy right off the bat here. 10 times already in. Reese Schaefer starting his first time lap. Out there is Joseph Causey trying to improve. Max Service trying to improve. Service crosses the line. To no avail. Schaefer out there and Cardulo. Reese Schaefer through turns 3 and 4. Reese Schaefer's first lap will put him. Where are we going to see Schaefer? Schaefer goes second quickest off his first lap. Let's see what he can do on the second lap. Oh my goodness! Big wreck on the back straight for Reese Schaefer. Oh my goodness. Here's the replay. I mean, I know the second lap probably wasn't meaning anything to Schaefer, but let's see what happened. I think he got a little loose there. He just kind of gunned it off the corner and... Oh my goodness. That'll do it for Reese Schaefer. Jason Miz takes to the track in that beautiful Napa number 24. Jason Miz, his first lap will place him 12th quickest. The second lap, though, can he get anything rolling in his favor here? Here we go. Also taking to the track now is Seth Berger, but Jason Miz on his second lap, he will go slower on the second lap. It'll be staying in 12th. How about Seth Berger taking to the track? He's got his dog there on the car in that number 77, along with most of the Swift Motorsports group. Through turn 3, he's gonna go around. He's gotta lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Do not start that second lap if you can avoid it. He's gonna have to reset. He'll, cool himself off. Go at it again. That was a good, start to the lap. He's gotta, really think this through and see what he can do. Adrian Schumacher is coming off the pit lane as well, but here comes Seth Berger. What will his his only time on the charts? Let's see what it'll be. As he works his way through 1 and 2. Pick up the throttle, keep this car planted on exit. Yellow first sector. Turns 3 and 4. Pick up the throttle. Where is he going to cross the line at? Seth Berger will go 7th quickest, and Adrian Schumacher, who got a hang of this track in practice by the looks of it. Let's see what he'll do. Schumacher's first lap, 3rd quickest. Gonna get loose. He's gonna go around off of turn number 2. Lock it down. Barrier. Adrian Schumacher, though, he's gone 3rd quickest. And still to qualify, Adam Gardner, Josh Fox, Jeremiah Stutzman, Greg Holt, and James Gilliard. 5 drivers still out there in this 19-driver field. While we've got a moment, we're going to go ahead and shout out once again tonight's charity. Tonight's charity is the Jimmy Fund. And you can check out the Jimmy Fund there at jimmyfund.org. But the Jimmy Fund solely supports the fight against cancer at Dana-Farber. Since its founding in 1948, the Jimmy Fund has raised millions of dollars through thousands of community efforts to help save lives and give hope to cancer patients around the world. And again, we broadcast the final 30 minutes of practice in the name of a charity each week, hoping that all of you who tune in to these broadcasts each week can find a need to at least, check it out, or hopefully we, at least taught you about the fund and, what they do. And, with our platform, we just try to help out the most we can, and hopes that you also feel like in the giving spirit for a foundation like this. Again, if you want to check them out, you can go to jimmyfund.org. This camera and others tonight provided by Whiplash Media. Again, Whiplash Media, owners of Pit Stop TV. I work with Pit Stop TV. They do amazing broadcasts. And, without them, I don't think I'd be half, even a quarter of the broadcaster I am today. Like, it is outstanding. The broadcaster that Whiplash Media Pit Stop TV molded me to be, and I've had a lot of experience prior to joining that, just on the racing game side of things, but they've, I think, really streamlined the process for me and made this easier. So again, a huge shout out to them, and of course for providing the cameras we're using tonight, like this one right here. And again, Whiplash Media, they specialize in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. Whiplash Media also working on its presence in real racing, offering services such as photography, social media management, and public relations. Make sure you go to www.whiplash-media.com for more. One more time before we get to racing tonight, let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff standings coming into today's race. In the playoff standings, there they are on your screen. Again, Seth, 16 points below the cut line. Sounds like a lot. Somebody wins below that cut line, man. That cut line moves down. It gets a little bit tighter. Somebody else wins at Charlotte. It gets really tight between him and Malenka, man. 16 points is... You're really never safe until you're locked in to the next round when it comes to playoff racing. 16 points above the cut line for Seth and 15 above the cut line for Malenka. For now, they look okay. With the field sizes, they should be okay. Should being the key word. Then we get to the cut line, man. It's like 3 different groups of people in this group of 7. That cut line right there. Jeremiah Stutzman, 2 above the cut line. Barely squeaking out those points at Dega. Then the cut line is tied. I think it is Lingerfeld over Max Service. If the tiebreaker goes to best finish of the round thus far, Lingerfeld is technically 4th and Max Service 5th. But at the end of the day, they are tied for the cut line. And it can get really, really tight if we stay like this the next couple weeks. And then the third group of people, 2 very good drivers that need to find themselves out of that hole. Joseph Causey and Adrian Schumacher, 11 and 14 points below the cut line. What can they do tonight to get themselves out of that hole? A lot of different stories, a lot of different agendas to be told when it comes to that. As the qualifying session comes to a close, we're going to take a look at our race info before we get into the grid tonight. It's, again, playoff race number 8 tonight. And this 3/4-mile bull ring here in virtual Richmond, Virginia, 79 degrees of track temp. It's cooling. Actually, it's 104 degrees of track temp as the session switches, but it's going to cool, man. That is not going to stay long. Let's actually refresh that, see if we can get updated info there. Yeah, it's still 104 degrees, but it's going to cool down quick. 77 degrees, the air temp, 80% humidity, clear skies, 8-mile-per-hour winds, 215 laps, 7 sets of dry tire, 75% fuel ozone, limited overtime attempts, and we're at a short track. So it is 1 fast repair. Once again, checking the track temp. Track temp says 79, so maybe just on the session switch, it did not cross over. Right there, you also see it is 8 o'clock in sim. So we are going to get some nighttime running here tonight at the Richmond International Raceway. So here we go. We are, let's go through our starting lineup, shall we? And how about it? Kyle Lingerfeld, top of the charts with his pole in the playoffs, this is the right time for Kyle Lingerfeld to be showing his muscle. And what a run it's been for Kyle Lingerfeld. From the bottom seed of the Outlaws Sim Series playoffs to qualifying on pole. And at the moment, in to the next round of the playoffs. Now, he's got a lot of work to do. He's got to finish 215 laps here at Richmond and then run a whole race at Charlotte. But, wow, don't you start off well from the front of the grid. He's got to hold it, though. Reese Schaefer starts to his outside. That's the non-playoff driver in second. How about the third place driver, Adrian Schumacher? 14 points below the cut line. He doesn't usually qualify, but he decides to qualify today. He's found the pace in that car in practice. Can he keep that 82 up there? We'll see. He'll have a playoff driver, Max Service, starting to his outside in row number 2. He'll be starting 4th, Max Services. Row number 3, we'll find another playoff driver, 11 points below the cut line, and Joseph Causey. He starts 5th alongside of last week's winner, Nathan Sylvia, starting 6th. Row number 4, we'll find Landon Cardullo, who was top of the charts in practice. He'll start alongside Seth Berger in row number 4. Seth Berger starts 8th. Row number 5, we'll find Malenko. 3 short track wins to his name. Needs a decent little run. That's the playoff driver starting 9th. He'll start alongside Josh McClune in 10th. Row number 6, we'll find Tyler Markle in 11th and Theron Elam Jr. in 12th. To the next page of the starting grid, it'll be Andrew St. Cour making another start in the Outlaw Sim Series. He'll be joining us from the inside of row number 7 alongside of Miz in 14th. And then non-qualifiers back here. Adam Gardner will start 15th. Playoff driver Jeremiah Stutzman, again, 2 points above the cut line coming into today's race. He starts 16th. James Gilliard will start to the inside of row number 9. Josh Fox outside of row number 9 and 18th. And back of the grid, Greg Holt. You've seen him win 5 races on short tracks this season. He's a fast driver, a driver to look out for. We'll see what happens to Greg Holt today. So here we go. Pacing at Richmond underway. There's a lot on the minds of people today. So many different agendas with the playoff drivers. So take a look at the chat. Nick Shepard out in the Facebook chat says, "Woo, let's go, Kyle Lingerfeld. Let's go, Doug Solms." Absolutely. Let's see what they can do. I don't see Doug Solms in the field tonight, so hopefully he was able to make it. But if not, nonetheless, a great run for Doug Solms last week at Talladega. But here we go. The iRacing.com safety car is in the safety of pit lane. Folks, it is time to go racing from Richmond. We're green. Lingerfeld's gonna go spinning across the front straightaway. Landon Cardullo's down there as well off of lap number 1. Oh no. Let's see what happened. In the turns 3 and 4, Lingerfeld kind of trying to keep it pinned on the inside, and there's no grip on that inside lane coming off of turn number 4, and he just got on the gas a little too soon. And then Cardullo also had an incident coming off of turn number 4 as well. To Landon Cardullo. Oh, he might have gone around with some contact. Gonna back that bad boy up. So see here, coming off of turn number 4, he goes around right in front of Malenko. It's not Malenko's fault that Landon went around, but not a lot they can do. So 2 fast drivers in the grass early here at Richmond. Then Jeremiah Stutzman had an incident on lap number 2, all by himself at the back. He went around through the front straightaway grass as well. Keep it out the wall. Oh, man. That is not a good start to this race for Jeremiah Stutzman. So Reese Schaefer, the leader here at Richmond early. He's got an 8/10 of a second advantage over Joseph Causey. We fall back here to this battle now. Max Service trying to fend off Adrian Schumacher, who's catching the wall off of turn 2. Don't get that car damage. No, that's Lingerfeld. I'm sorry. It was a lap down, trying to keep himself alive in this race. He feels he's fast enough. He can maybe get his lap back the hard way, but he's got to keep himself in it, keep himself alive, keep himself up front with these leaders, and he could, get a caution in his favor, and he could be back on the lead lap in no time. But not a lot of damage to that 65. He's got to keep it out the wall, of course. And there is a lot of blue Aspen Dental cars right there. There's Max Service, Adrian Schumacher, Nathan Sylvia in the Me car, Malin Cohen in an Aspen Dental car, Seth Berger and Tyler Markle. This is a lot of Swift Motorsports boys running the Aspen Dental colors tonight. There's a lot of blue on this racetrack. And Reese Schaefer driving away in his red number 17. And Kazi in his even more redder number 88 in second. Taking a look at the chat, Catherine Lingerfeld, I think right as we were going green, says, "Let's go, Kyle. We're all cheering for you." And he's not out of it yet. He's a lap down. He's got himself in there, and he's running right up front with the leaders. If he gets a caution, he's right back in this race. But he's got to keep that car clean. He's got to keep it up here and keep himself in contention if we do get a yellow. He cannot lose sight of this race, and it could take a long time before we get a caution. We could probably go an entire green flag, run on pit stops before we even see a yellow. So Lingerfeld's got to really play this long game, fight for his season right here. Every lap matters. I know he's a lap down, but he's got to keep himself alive in this scenario. And so if he can just ride right here, the 4th physical car on track, he should be doing okay. Nick Shepard said in chat, "Oh, no Doug Solms tonight, bummer." Mark Berger says, "Got Seth's crazy dog watching." Go number 77. And I have seen a lot of Seth's dog the past couple days. He's shown me a lot of pictures of his dog. That is a cute dog. And then it's on the hood of 5 of these race cars tonight. All over 5 of these race cars tonight. That is a lot of dog. And Nick Shepard says, "Dope." Wild start to the start of this race. Joshua Fox got really low through 3 and 4. He maybe clipped the apron. Let's see here. Just clipping the apron, trying to get that 66 to turn. And Joshua Fox making his second Outlaw Sim Series start. He led 3 laps last week at Talladega. So, trying to keep himself alive in it, the Mainer himself. Going at it. Right now in the 14th position. Keep himself alive and well in this race. Up front, Reese Schaefer absolutely driving away from the competition right now. 1.3 seconds over Joseph Kazi, doing a nice job to get himself back in this playoff hunt. A second place run thus far does wonders right off the bat. Max Service, again, tied for that cut line coming into today's race. He's got to keep himself up here. He saw his competition, Kyle Lingerfeld, go around early, but Kyle Lingerfeld is right behind him on track and could play some mind games as well. If Lingerfeld does have the pace in the 65 to stick with him, could, force Max into a little bit of a mistake here, and then we're talking. But part of the playoffs, most of the playoffs really, is not even about the driving. It is about the mindset and the mind games played in these races. Of course it is about, the races and the strategy and where you finish. But a lot of it comes with how much confidence you have coming into these races and how you fight back from adversity is probably the biggest thing. The biggest factor when it comes to playoff racing. Because not every race is going to go perfect. You could have 35 great races and have a terrible 36th race. Sometimes that happens as well. But when it comes to moments like this, Lingerfeld keeping himself alive in it, keeping himself up here, right with the helmet cam of Kyle Lingerfeld. If you see him work his way around Richmond International Raceway. I'm sorry, Richmond Raceway. It's not even international, I'm pretty sure. Richmond Raceway here. Just keep himself alive in it. And again, the 3 leaders right out his front windshield. If they get to lap someone, he's not too far away from catching that lap the vehicle and putting himself back into the free pass position. So he's got to keep himself alive in this race, and that's what he's doing right now by running up here as the 4th physical car on track. Nathan Sylvia, last week's winner from Talladega. In his 4th Outlaw Sim Series start, already has a win to his name this season. Trying to get a second right now, running in a 4th position. Is a good start 18 laps in. Look at the battle back here. This is McClune trying to really close up on Tyler Markle back here. A couple of non-playoff drivers going at it. Drivers that made the playoffs but got eliminated. Josh McClune eliminated in round 2. His 1 win at Legacy Pocono, trying to get around Tyler Markle. His 1 win this season at Auto Club Road Course. He was eliminated in round number 1. And Tyler Markle doing his work here to try to stay in front of the 18. And how about here? This is Farron Elam. He got one top 5 this season. He finally got a top 5 this season. Last week at Talladega, Farron Elam out here duking it out with Andrew St. Cour, trying to get another top 10 to his name, trying to get his 4th top 10 of the season. On the season, we can stay up here. Farron Elam is, and St. Cour holding station in that number 12 car around the outside. And again, I did a league race here a couple weeks ago. The outside lane, you can really defend the spot, as Andrew St. Cour says, you know, we're on lap 21 of 215. I'm going to let you go here. But if you're on that outside lane, whoa, Farron, big slide there. If you're on that outside lane, you can defend really well, especially in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, it's much, much harder to defend your position. But if you're defending in turns 3 and 4 on that outside lane, you almost have the spot on the exit. You just got to make sure that traction works with you on the exit. I think it comes at a time like this where me running league races at this track 2 weeks ago, and I'm running a league race at Kansas tomorrow, which is the championship race in 2 weeks' time. I'm going to have, you know, some insight as a driver and a commentator coming into these races. So it's a lot of fun for me to watch as I've driven these cars at, you know, these tracks in the couple weeks prior. Just had a Talladega league race actually the day after we ran Talladega. So I can't believe the schedules are that close to each other. This schedule that we made, you know, in this Outlaw Sim Series, these admins picked the tracks. I'm an admin as well. Picked 6 tracks, you know, in a certain order, and that was the order of the schedule. Somehow it worked out to a similar order as the NASCAR schedule. Up front here, this is Josh McClune on Tyler Markle. Here we go. McClune trying to get the power off. This is going on for the 8th position. McClune trying to keep that 18 down there. Again, it's all about rolling the center here at Richmond. Trying to keep that 18 alive in this battle. Continue to duke it out there. Markle way up the track, trying to keep that position defended around the outside, but McClune's going to drive it back down into 1. And this is the beauty of battles here at Richmond. Boys, it's tied up front. Reese Schaefer under attack from Joseph Causey. And again, for Joseph Causey, a win, and he's into the next round if he shows up. Whoa, Nathan Sylvia's loose. Trying to get around the lap vehicle of Kyle Lingerfeld. But here we go, boys. This is it. I mean, if Causey can get around Schaefer and get himself, you know, going very early in this race, Joseph may be looking at, you know, not even having to worry about Charlotte and focusing his efforts on Kansas. We're right on board with the 19-year-old Michigander. 2 wins on the season at Mount Ahaz, leading early here to short track. Joseph Causey, though, driving in deep in that red number 88. That Bama Buggy's number 88, trying to get to the inside of Reese. Can't get down there, though. Reese doing a phenomenal job at defending. Farron Elam and Tyler Markle going at it, but we're not going to leave this battle for the lead just yet. We're on board with Joseph Causey as he's trying to work his way around the 17 car. It is oh so difficult to get a pass done, you know, in really any form of racing. But here comes Joseph trying to get the run off of turn number 2. He's got to get the power down. Schaefer gets back clear by Causey. And riding on board with Reese Schaefer. And now you see that. Look at Service getting into this mix as well. Service tied with the cut line coming into the race. Now Lingerfeld in trouble. Service trying to get himself up here. 2 playoff drivers trying to work their way around a potential playoff spoiler back here for the race win, or well, for the race lead at least on lap 30. It's a little too early to be talking about race wins at this moment. Here comes Causey trying to get the run off of turn number 4. Joseph trying to get the bumper to the 17. Maybe a little too early to maybe you start using bumpers, so maybe that's what Causey's doing here. Trying to, oh, big wobble for the 88. He's going to send it down into turn 3. Can he make it stick? Again, I told you, if you can keep that outside rolling, you're going to get that spot back clear off of turn number 4, which is exactly what Reese Schaefer did there. Now introduce Max Service into the battle. And now Nathan Sylvia's getting up here as well. Max Service might have something to say about this battle. Again, his 2 wins on the season. Legacy Phoenix, Legacy Texas. Legacy Phoenix, not a bad reference when it comes to looking at Richmond races. You know, they run very similar. You could run setups similar to both tracks. Not exact, but, you know, he's already gotten the wall once, Max's, and he's still showing pace. Here comes Kazi, a good dive to the inside of the 17. He's got to keep it side by side with Reese, though, into turns 1 and 2, though. That's where it's really going to matter. Here comes Kazi. Reese is going to fight back hard on the outside. Well, he's going to drive it deep. He's got to keep it on exit, though. Kazi's going to get the run off of turn number 2. Down to 3 and 4. Schaefer has the better line. I think he's going to give it up here. No, he's going to drive it hard on the exit. Schaefer trying to keep that 17 out to the outside of Joseph, but this might be it. This might be Kazi clearing Schaefer into 1. He sends it for the moment. Kazi's clear, and he is clear for the race lead. Joseph Kazi, 11 points below the cut line coming into today's race, is now the race leader here at Richmond. Now, don't look too soon. Max Service is here. Nathan Sylvia is here. Sylvia trying to go back-to-back on race wins this season in his 3rd and 4th starts. Malenko has 3 short track wins to his name. Milwaukee, Bristol, and USA. He'd love to get another. And at a time like this, what momentum it would build to his name at a run for a championship. Don't forget about Adrian Schumacher, just back here. Really, I think, learning how to save tires at Richmond, because he can really come to life at the end of the long runs here. Schumacher with 4 wins to his name this season. 3 at a road course, went to a super speedway. What about a short track? Short track would be nice to add to the resume. As Joseph Kazi starting to open up a little bit of a margin, but Reese keeping it in touch. Right there, Kazi trying to drive away and set himself up for a long run here as we work lap 30 of 2:15. The lights coming on here in virtual Richmond, Virginia. Night time is the right time. A little bit of Wednesday night short track racing underway here at Richmond. Mark Berger says go Team Swift and Schumacher. And Jenna Crandall says let's go Kyle number 65. And again, Kyle Lingerfeld just trying to keep himself alive in this race. He's a lap down right now, but if he can get a caution, he's back on the lead lap and he's got the pace to be up here. He might need a caution or 2. But he is not out of this race. We're on lap 39 of 2:15. A lot of racing to go. He's not out of it by any means. So we've taken a look at Joseph Kazi, who's the highest running playoff driver. Max Service, the 2nd highest. Malenko in 3rd of the playoff drivers. Schumacher, the 4th highest running playoff driver. Seth Berger, the 5th highest running playoff driver. Almost getting to the back of the 18 of Josh McClune. Cal Lingerfeld, we already mentioned him. He's the 6th highest running playoff driver. And Jeremiah Stutzman, 7th playoff driver in the field, trying to get something going in that 71 car. He's also a lap down. If he can get to the 65 of Cal Lingerfeld, we're talking another story. So a lot to unpack here at So yeah, a lot to unpack here at Richmond. Looks like we did not go live on the correct Facebook page, so we'll get that sorted out here. 1 second. Alright, so we're live on the Outlaws Facebook page, where I just shared a post the Outlaws Facebook page. So if you're trying to watch on the Outlaws Facebook, that is now there. My apologies there. Correct stream destination was not selected there. Reese Schaefer now under attack for Max Service. Here we go for 2nd. Max Service trying to get to the back bumper to 17. He knows that the longer Reese kind of stays in front of Max, the more time that Kazi can kind of gain on the rest of the field here. And Max is trying not to let that happen, but again, it's so difficult to overtake you. You saw how long it took Kazi to set up a clean overtake at Richmond. It takes a long time. to all 15 of you who made it out to the broadcast tonight, whether on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. Tell your friends if they watch on the Outlaws Sim Series Facebook page that there is now a broadcast there. It's actually shared from my personal profile, so it is there for all of you to enjoy. It is public. It's all there. Make sure you all get people to the right places if they normally watch on Facebook. Hopefully they made it to the YouTube stream, but if not, it's there now. Service trying to send it down on Schaefer. Here we go, the battle for second. And Service had to back out of it again. It's really tight. How about back here? Seth Berger and Theron Elian going at it. This is for the 8th position. Theron trying to pass a playoff driver. But it is oh so difficult on the inside, and I think Seth's going to let him by. Seth letting Theron by there. So move Theron into the 8th position. Boys, it is getting tight up here. Look at this. 4 or 5 cars under a blanket. It is Service. I'm sorry, it's Schaefer, Service, Sylvia, Malenko, Schumacher. 3 Aspen Dental cars with Seth's dog on there. And 2 Me cars. The base is based off the Me car from Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Here comes Service down to the inside of Schaefer, but obviously it's not the exact scheme. It's actually kind of a custom scheme concept with, you know, the Cougar and the Me wording all around the car. Service trying to send it down in there. Can he get it down there? He's got to get it to stick. 1 and 2 is kind of his better shot. He can get to roll the inside of 1 and 2. He has a shot into 3 and 4. Side by side down the back straightaway. He's going to really send it into 3, but Schaefer can also defend really well on the outside. As I've also mentioned, it's easier to defend a spot from the outside of 3 and 4. But Service is there. Can he keep the power down? He's got to keep it side by side to 1. Schaefer's back clear of Service. That's not good for Max's case as Kazi continues to drive away now. 7/10 of a second ahead of the field now. Working lap 52 of 2:15. And now Nathan Sylvia all over the back end of Schaefer. I'm sorry, Schumacher. I'm sorry, of Service. There's a lot of S's in this field. Service, he's once again trying on Schaefer. Sylvia trying to fend off Malenko now. Malenko getting feisty with the 9. Service can keep the power down, has a shot in the 1. If he can't keep the power down at 81, Schaefer's just going to clear him back by on entry in the 1. He's down there, but Schaefer driving around the outside. And to no avail, it's going to be off of turn 2. Schaefer almost gets the wall, though. Here comes Sylvia. Again, it's so tough to get the power down if you're on the inside of the turn 2 or turn 4 exit. It's so tough. And now double wide. 2 rows here. That is what Kazi loves to hear. By the way, here comes Malenko trying to get around Sylvia as Service trying to get around Schaefer. Y'all are really working my S's. My consonants. Here we go, Service. You get it down in there. Now Schaefer he's going to get the run around the outside. Sylvia wants to take it 3 wide. Can he get it down in there? That might check up Schaefer a little bit. And Schumacher right there as well. So many S's. Y'all are making it difficult. It's cause he's put a lap on Miz. Schaefer now losing ground to Service as Sylvia trying to put himself into the battle. Service has to check up in the center of the corner. Now Schaefer gets the run off of 2. Sylvia losing it behind them. This is getting tough, boys. This is getting tough. Great driving. And Service is clear of Schaefer. Here comes Sylvia to the inside of Schaefer. Malenko and Schumacher right behind, and what is Lingerfeld thinking? You know, there's a guy that just got lapped ahead of these guys, but this is an insane battle to even consider putting yourself in the middle of. So the two meat cars going at it, Schaefer and Sylvia for the third position. Sylvia trying to get the power down in third. Trying to get past Schaefer. Service trying to put a lap on Jason Miz. Now Schaefer's going to have the run around the outside on Sylvia to try to defend that third position. Sylvia keeps the power down though. Side by side, a little bit of looseness for the 9 car. Now he's going to be using the lap car as a pick. It's going to slow Schaefer down behind Miz. Now Malcolm trying to get to the inside of the 17. He couldn't get down there. Sylvia now clear Jason Miz. Now Schaefer going at it. Malenko as well and Schumacher. Joseph Causey driving away from the field. Service is cleared to second, 8/10 behind. Now Sylvia over Schaefer, and Schaefer now under attack from Malenko, and Schumacher is the next in line. Find our way back to this battle back here. This is Miz and Lingerfeld. This is the battle for Lucky Dog. Lingerfeld's got to find his way around Miz quickly. Here comes Malenko on Schaefer. Need to watch this here as we'll also keep tabs on the Lucky Dog battle. Miz loose off of turn 2, and Lingerfeld was not able to take advantage of it just yet. Schumacher now looking on Malenko, so you need to watch the Lucky Dog battle. Again, the battle for the battle for 4th has its own weight as well. 2 playoff drivers trying to work their way past. Reese Schaefer. By the way, Max Service has closed up down to half a second on Joseph Causey as James Gilliard goes his first lap down. So as much as that battle was for the Lucky Dog between Miz and Lingerfeld, now Gilliard a lap down, kind of throws all of that out the water. And here we go, Malenko on Schaefer. Schumacher there as well. Schaefer trying to chop down on Malenko. That's going to allow Schaefer to get to the outside of the 7. I'm sorry, Schumacher to get to the outside of the 7. So Adrian Schumacher will just buzz around Malenko. Malenko fights back to the inside. A lot of tight racing back here. Now the lap car, James Gilliard's going to allow Schumacher to power on by Schaefer, and now Malenko. Oh! Schaefer gets in between Schumacher and Malenko. That was a cut there, man. Wow. Malenko's giving a lot of breaks to Reese, man. I know they're in the same chat, and all 3 of them are in the same chat, but wow, Schaefer's not, helping his case with Malenko. Malenko could end up using that chrome horn a little bit. Seeing how many times he's been cut off by Reese Schaefer. And now we look back here. The battle for Lucky Dog is now James Gilliard, Jason Miz, and Kyle Lingerfeld all going at it. 4v first car, 1 lap down. Miz trying to get around Gilliard. Lingerfeld trying to follow suit, and Stutzman. We got a 4-car battle for essentially last. But this is a 4-car battle to see who will get the Lucky Dog. Miz to the inside of Gilliard. Boys, the battle for the lead is tied up as well, as Stutzman tries to find his way around Lingerfeld. Again, Stutzman 2 points above the cut line coming into today's race. The point for Kyle Lingerfeld on pole. Right now, those two are tied. Wherever those two end up being. Adam Gardner has ended up in the pit lane. This is, I believe, him splitting this race into even thirds, going 70, 140, and 210. They're going about that length. So we should see pit stops coming soon as it's signed up front. Max Service to the back end of the 88 of Joseph Causey. Here comes Reese Schaefer and Malenko. Oh my goodness. Oh, Schaefer locks it up big time at pit entry. Did he get down to pit speed there? That'll be interesting to watch. Also in is Seth Berger. Woo, line them up on pit entry. Jason Miz, Josh Fox on pit lane. Joseph Causey stays out another lap with Max Service, hot pursuit. Causey gets the wall. Here comes Service to the inside. Service going to slide out, though. He wanted to send it down in there, but he could not. Also, the battle for Lucky Dog has gotten really hot between Stutzman and Lingerfeld. Schaefer, Malenko, Seth Berger, Miz, Josh Fox lead the pit lane. Josh McClune enters, along with Theron Elian, but this is a battle side by side for the potential Lucky Dog. Two playoff drivers that are a lap down, needing a caution to fall in their favor to get themselves back on the lead lap, but only one of them will get the free pass, and it's whoever is ahead of the other when a caution comes out, if a caution comes out. We're working lap 76 at 2:15. Stutzman trying to complete the pass into one. Lingerfeld trying to defend around the outside. Cardullo has entered the pit lane. Joseph Causey has had an incident. Theron Elian has crashed. McClune has crashed. Incidents on separate parts of the racetrack. Let's see what happened to Joseph Causey first. Smacks gets to the back bumper of the 88. Oh, and he sends them. He sent it in there. Woo! I don't know about that one, boys. That was a send. And then Theron Elian had his incident. Let's see here off of turn number 4. Right in front of Joseph Causey's contact with Max Service. And then Josh McClune has his incident off of turn number 2. All by himself, he just gets a little low there, and he's going to go around. But again, all through, just a little bit of contact with the wall. Most of them solo spins. So they all continue on. We stay green. Nathan Sylvia, the race leader, over Adrian Schumacher. As Max Service is pitted a lap later, there's some rear end damage at 81. Joseph Causey has had a crash. Maybe by himself in 3 and 4. All loose in 3. And then Cardullo's had a crash. And Lingerfeld has crashed. What's going on here? Here's Cardullo's incident. And I believe Nathan's coming to pit road. Oh, Cardullo's wrecked it out of turn 2. Terrible spot for him to be sad. And Lingerfeld plows him. That's a caution. I believe Lingerfeld trying to battle Stutzman still. Schaefer trying to get in the middle of that. And then there's Cardullo's car stopped. And oh man. Lingerfeld gets in that incident. Caution on the speedway as Schumacher's leaving the pit exit. And this is interesting. This is going to put Stutzman First car 1 lap down, so Stutzman's back on the lead lap. A lot of cars are stuck a lap down, though, and Lingerfeld involved in the caution. I don't think he's got to take a fast repair, first of all, and then he's not going to be able to get his lap back. So first caution of the evening. A lot of incidents leaving pit exit there. Once again, we'll take a look at what happened landing Cardulo. Trying to fight with Nathan Sylvia around the outside, fresh tires, and loses it out of turn 2. I mean, not a lot he can do about it. It's just kind of where his car ended up. Nathan Sylvia and Tyler Markle pit. I think they were the only two on the lead lap when the caution came out. Jeremiah Stutzman, Lucky Dog, and Adrian Schumacher. Something amiss on the 82 car? Oh, but I think he accidentally passed the pace car. He will be the first car to get waved around, though, I believe. So Jeremiah Stutzman, the technical leader right now. But Sylvia will, he only had to beat Tyler Markle off the pit lane. And Stutzman's got to come into pit lane here. Well, I would assume he's coming to pit lane. Cardillo with his damage. Lingerfeld with his damage. This is rough. And then we wait for Schumacher and company to get wave around. So it'll be Adrian Schumacher, Reese Schaefer, Malenko, Max Service getting wave arounds here. Joseph Kazi, Seth Berger looking to get wave arounds, and Adam Gardner. First car 2 laps down to get himself back on to the 1 lap down. So Nathan Sylvia is the race leader. We'll see how this all plays out. We're kind of at that wait and see stage. Because it's always interesting when caution comes out during a pit cycle. It really is. I don't know quite what happens, most of the time. I know the basics. The drivers that are strapped behind the pace car that are not, supposed to be are going to get waved around the pace car. So there's Schumacher in it. They have to do wave rounds manually, by the way. Schaefer and then Malenko. I think it's going to be everybody between the pace car and the leader. Everybody in between the pace car and the leader should get waved around here. So it should be Miz and Elam. So yep, there goes Miz. And there should be Elam. They're going to have to extend the caution here. Then McClune should get his wave around here. Waiting for it from race control. And there he goes. Kazi. Waiting for his. There he goes. Seth Berger. Waiting for his wave around to put himself back on the lead lap. You're going to extend the caution first, and then I think they'll give it to Seth. But there they go. And Lingerfeld back here as well. So it's going to be next Adam Gardner, Miz, Elam, McClune. I think we're might not even have to drop back. That might be kind of where he's at. Gilliard dropping back, and Josh Fox. So Adrian Schumacher comes out in 3rd. Reese Schaefer 4th. Jeremiah Stutzman is the lucky dog. He's dropping to the tail end. Behind the wave round cars? I don't know if that's... Is that how that works? Does the lucky dog go to the back of the wave round cars as well? I don't know. I'm guessing that's what's happening, though. Now we're double filed on the 1 to green. Tyler Markle on the outside of front row. By the way, we said, Sylvia's the race leader. Tyler Markle, great little run for him to be outside of the front row. And at least a little bit should be the only row on the lead lap is, Schaefer and Schumacher. They're kind of doubled up. They maybe even shouldn't be. I guess they're kind of allowing them to double up here. And maybe they'll let that. I don't know about that. Maybe just because it was pit cycle. I don't know what all the things are. But the iRacing.com safety car's into the safety of pit lane, and we are green from Richmond. Joshua Fox has had a crash. He has towed it back to the pit lane. We stay green. Tyler Markle had a look on Nathan Sylvia for the race. Let's see what happened to Josh Fox. Just lose it off of turn 2 and slam it into the inside wall. Man. Gardner. And St. Court and Markle getting together. Oh, don't come down the field. Oh, that was scary. What happened there? Markle just a little too hot into the corner. Clips St. Court. We stay green. Adam Gardner had a mistake. They're 3 wide back there. That's yeah, he got loose out of 4. Lock it down. He'll be okay. Grab a gear, get going. Now Markle loose, losing time. Tyler Markle now in the 8th position, trying to fend off Jeremiah Stutzman. Schaefer right now in the 2nd, trying to fend off Malenko once again. How many laps will Malenko allow Schaefer to kind of do his thing? By the way, did I mention last week's winner from Talladega, of all places, is looking to go back-to-back. Nathan Sylvia in his 4th Outlaw Sim Series start. Won last week at Talladega. And is right now leading here at Richmond. Neil says, lucky there was no carnage. They were very lucky that they did not come down on the racetrack. The rest of the field was with the St. Court and Tyler Markle incident. Good look at the replay. Jason Miz has entered the pit lane. Looks ordinary. Enter his pit box. Continue on. Nathan Sylvia after the restart. He's gained up to now 2 seconds over Reese Schaefer. Schaefer now, I think maybe even holding up Malenko, Schumacher, Service, and company. Malenko trying to get the power down, trying not to spin that 7 car out. If you get too low off of turn number 4, it gets really, really difficult. And you could lose the car if you get too low off of turn 4. Schaefer loose there. Through turn 4, trying to hold on to that car. Again, this is just allowing Nathan Sylvia to drive away. 2 seconds his margin. Maurice Schaefer, and it continues to gain lap after lap. Stutzman on Markle. Here we go for the 8th position. Stutzman trying to clear Tyler Markle. This, again, it's so difficult to do on the bottom of turns 3 and 4. But if you can keep side by side, even have the advantage into 1, you should be able to clear out a 1. If Markle can't get the power down off of 2, Stutzman holds on to the spot for now. And now Malenko to the inside of Reese Schaefer for 2nd. Schaefer trying to keep the power down. If he has the advantage into 3 and 4, he can do that again. And now Schumacher looks to the outside of Malenko. Adrian around the outside. This is Schumacher trying to take 3rd away from Malenko. And trying to get to the outside of Schaefer, because the outside is honestly the way to go. And, you know, Malenko was my spotter in that league race that I did a couple weeks ago. And he saw me do fantastic on the outside. I'm actually shocked he hasn't been trying the outside anymore. Now he saw Schumacher absolutely just dance around him around the outside. He's going to go to the outside of Schaefer now. Going to try that. He can get the power down. Should be okay, but he's got to keep it up the wall as well. Joseph Kazi going to hang on to this battle as well, but Malenko around the outside of Reese Schaefer, and not a lot he can do. Again, the outside is OP in 3 and 4. Schaefer actually keeps the power down. He has a chance in a 1 and 2 to once again to send it in there. It's so difficult on both ends in 1 and 2. The inside, so difficult to keep it down. On the bottom, the outside, it's so difficult to get the power down early enough to defend. But Malenko does what Schaefer has been doing to him all race. It cuts him off on corner entry. Schaefer now under attack from Service, and now Kazi to the inside of Service already, and they've already made contact once. Let's see how Service plays. You see both of their back bumpers has some damage. Seth Berger got the back end of Service, I believe, when they made contact. Kazi and Service did. It's like, yeah, Kazi and Service did make contact earlier. And now look at it. Earlier in the race, we were talking about Joseph Kazi, 11 points out. If he, he was leading earlier, having a shot to kind of lock himself into that next round, being so far out. Right now, Adrian Schumacher has cleared to second and is right now trying to gain that time on Nathan Sylvia. Right now, that gap is steady at 3 seconds. It actually gained a little bit in Sylvia's favor. But if Sylvia's tires fall off here and Schumacher's able to save his, Schumacher then puts himself in that same position, 14 points below the cut line, having something to say about, what goes on for that final 4. There's still a lot of racing to go. Schaefer now under, I'm sorry, this is Stutzman. No, this is Schaefer trying to get to the inside of Kazi. Kazi actually got to the outside of the 17, trying to get that spot from Reese. There we go. That's the correct thing to say. And Kazi will clear Reese Schaefer for 5th. And now this is Max on Malenko for the 3rd position. Max Service with 2 wins to his name this season. Trying to get around this 7 of Malenko with 3 wins at short tracks this season. And again, a couple playoff drivers going at it. So you see Service there at the center of 1 and 2. Tried to go higher at the center to try to do that. Cut to the inside of Malenko. Down the back straightaway and having this shot into 3 and 4. Service trying to get the power down. Malenko was not able to defend around the outside. Service is clear to 3rd. And Nathan Sylvia has now opened up that margin to Adrian Schumacher. No, never mind. He's losing to Adrian Schumacher. I saw 5 seconds. That was the gap between Sylvia and Service. This is the gap between Sylvia and Schumacher. He's lost 2 tenths over the last 5 laps. Now, that's a lot of time and a lot of laps to go, though. Kazi now setting up Malenko. We have 102 laps left in this race. We've already passed halfway. We've already had 1 round of green flag pit stops. There's just 1 round of green flag pit stops left in this race. if we can make it, you know, that far at least. Cal Lingerfeld, Silva, first car, 1 lap down. Trying to work his way even farther forward. Gonna find his way around to 17 of Schaefer, giving a little nudge, a bump. Letting him know he's there and he's faster. And Schaefer, this is, you know, surprising. I didn't expect him to fall off this bad. This has gotten really rough for Reese Schaefer over this long run. So let's think about this here. You know, when these drivers went green, they went green on lap 88. To the end of the race, you know, that's if they make another 70 laps, that's 150. You get, you know, really close to the category. I mean, these pit stops, they're coming in about 30 laps or so, but it's going to be really tight for everybody's pit window. You know, splitting the rest of this race in half and making on fuel. I think fuel should be okay. More or less, I think it's tires. And I think Lingerfelt's just hoping he can get into that fuel window again, kind of stay first car 1 lap down, because he'll have something to say about it if he doesn't get involved in an incident, because that's kind of when the incidents happen. The difference on fresh tires and old tires kind of caught out. You know, Nathan was on old tires staying out and landing on fresh tires, trying to get around Nathan, and got a little high on the cold tires. He went around, and then that kind of collected Lingerfeld as well. So I think Lingerfeld, if he can keep himself in the lucky dog position 2 around the green flag pit stops, he might be okay. He has to probably extend that stop as well, but you also run the risk of losing that lucky dog spot should something happen right after green flag pit stops, and it's a difficult balance. It really is. Adrian Schumacher, he is on a very difficult charge. To Nathan Sylvia, it's actually lost time now. It's gone back up to 3 seconds. Schumacher trying to catch Nathan here. Stayed stagnant that last lap, but this is a tough challenge for Adrian Schumacher. Something's got to happen in his favor if he's going to get it done. That time Schumacher gained a little, so maybe Schumacher made a mistake. That really brought up the gap, and they had to kind of, you know, cool off the tires, and he'll go at it again. But once again, Sylvia. I'm sorry, that's the. Yeah, no. Sylvia kind of, you know, opened it up there and was getting on the power. Schumacher's gonna lose time there. It's such a difficult challenge to be chasing someone you can barely see out your front windshield. It is tough. I will say, Nathan Silver, we mentioned it, years on the sim. I mean, he's been on iRacing, I believe, since like 2014 to 2015. He's been on here a long time. He's got the experience. Adrian Schumacher, this oval stuff, this is relatively fresh for him. Trying to hang in there. And, you know, he's not doing a bad job. Again, the self-proclaimed road racer. And again, his wins this season, 3 on road courses and 1 at a you know, super speedway at Daytona. But Adrian Schumacher getting more and more consistent on the ovals has proved to be a, you know, kind of the recipe for him to be a prominent title contender in this series. Now, you know, after Dega came 14 points below the cut line leaving Dega. That was very, very difficult for him to kind of look at this week. And he came into practice, halfway through practice, or near 15 minutes left in practice. You're looking at him on the charts. outside the top 10. And he wrestles his way right up to second on the charts. Goes out there, qualifies third. But when the math comes, you know, all the way through, it may not even work out all the way in his favor just because of how competitive the rest of the field is. And he's mentioned that in his interview. This field is really competitive. His 14-point gap that he has to the cut line, normally that's, you know, attainable in 2 races, but he feels this is very difficult because of the caliber of drivers he's going against. But right now he's risen to the top of those playoff drivers for now, but it's still not a win. If he's able to somehow find those 3 seconds to Nathan Sylvia and eke it out the rest of these 87 laps, that would be something to go from the bottom of the playoff standings to being the only driver locked in. But again, a lot of racing to go. A green flag pit stop, at least one more pit stop left in this race. We'll see how that plays out.
He's going to have to find all that speed, and, you know, like you were saying, Adrian Schumacher's doing really well, so let's see if he can find that speed, those 30 seconds in these 85 laps, and try and get a win from Nathan Sylvia, and maybe able to steal it from him.
Absolutely. You know, he's done really well, but Sylvia, he kind of also said, you know, he was going to suck today, and he's kind of proved himself wrong, I'd say, you know.
Yeah, he said it, and not even just today, all week. The 9 car has been talking to me and saying that, you know, Richmond isn't his track, he's going to suck at it, but right now, 2 seconds over the lead, in the lead, he's doing really well.
Sorry about that, but again, Nathan Sylvia continues to do his work here around Richmond. That gap, we were just talking about, the gap staying stagnant at 3 seconds. Now, Schumacher's really made some headway. Maybe Sylvia made a mistake. Yep. This is coming down.
That's close.
Right there, he's going to take another couple tenths out of it right there. That guy, in the gap stayed relatively the same there, but he gained a little bit. And, you know, it can come down to strategy and when they pit. Nathan Sylvia was very content riding as long as he did, because remember, when he did, you know, stay out, the caution came out while he was leading. So it's a finite line, you know. Do you want to stay out and, you know, risk losing all that time you would risk losing because you stay out so long and everybody else on fresh tires? But, you know, hope for a caution because of the difference on fresh and old tires, and the caution really happened around Nathan. It was landing on fresh tires, so Nathan staying out there on old tires, and Landon got a little high on the old tires and went around. It's a difficult balance. So if you're Schumacher, do you maybe stay out to try to, you know, do that? Do you try to undercut Nathan but fall a lap down and get trapped by a caution? It's a difficult decision.
It's gonna be mind games here. We'll have to see what Schumacher is thinking in his head about what he'll do. But I think maybe trying to get with Nathan, pit with Nathan, might be the move. We'll have to see, though, what that 82 team thinks.
Absolutely. The battle for fourth now. Malenko, Kazi. This continues to keep going. Or keep up, I'd say. Kazi's not been able to find a way around Malenko, but he's not left Malenko alone either.
And one thing I do know about that 7 car, if you're gonna want to get past him, you're gonna have to work at it. You're gonna have to really work hard to pass him.
Absolutely. And now Malenko, I think he was kind of playing with it earlier, not really fully committing to the outside lane, really relying on the inside lane to get the passes done. But after Schumacher just danced right around him, he went again to the outside of Schaefer. And I think he realizes if Kazi's going to get to him, the only way Kazi should get around Malenko is going to have to be on the inside, because Malenko knows if he can hold the outside lane when they do get to battling, he'll be able to defend very well up there. Now, it also depends on the age of the tires and the throttle modulation, all that. But for the most part, and he also, you know, spotted for me an entire league race while I was running the outside, defending very well against, you know, hard-charging cars. The outside is the way to go when you're in a battle. I mean, he's now done it after spending the first green flag run riding on the inside.
Yeah, I agree. You're gonna have to take that outside line away from him if you want to get by him if you're the 88 car. And he's gonna have to try it. Maybe we might even see a bump and run because we know these two drivers are definitely not in the same friendship group with each other. So maybe there's a bump and run that happens on the 7.
Absolutely. We already saw earlier Max Service and Joseph Kazi getting into it for the race lead. So things can get really dicey very, very quickly here at Richmond. That was also coming to pit stops. We're getting close to pit stop time here. Actually, Reese Schaefer's in now. This is a little early.
It's the 17 car doing 17 car things. He likes to make strategies up, so we'll have to see how this strategy plays out for him.
Well, let me take that back. It's a little early if you're splitting the rest of the race in half from the restart. But if you're splitting this race into even thirds, which, remember, the only two people who could pit under that caution were Nathan Sylvia and Tyler Marco. They were the only two on the lead lap, along with Jeremiah Sutson, who was the lucky dog. Only 3 cars could pit under that caution. And oh, Schaefer's going to go around a pit exit.
The road, no.
Oh, he's going to spin it around. That's
Looks
good.
like somebody else I know, but trying to get it back and get it going here, and we'll see where he can get. We'll see what he can manage to get out of that thing now.
We'll leave that alone. We'll wait till I do it on the broadcast. Leave it alone. But oh man, that is difficult. We go back here. Kyle Lingerfelt trying to fend off Theron Elam, and again, this is for the lucky dog position. Lingerfelt needs to keep in front of this 20 car and have a caution come out in his favor to get right back into this race. Lingerfelt qualified on pole. Didn't even lead a lap because he spun out on lap 1, but has had the pace to be up front. But after the lap 1 spin, he's not been able to recover. Involved in the 1 caution that happened in this race with Landon Cardulo. And now trying to get himself back in this race. He's got to stay in front of the 20 car if he's going to be, in this race once again. And needs a caution to come in his favor. Malenko hits pit lane now.
He might, and that 65 might have a little help from the 17. Maybe Reese Schaefer will try and get around him and get around the 20 and maybe help him out there. But we'll have to see what happens with that battle as it continues.
That will continue. Yes, it will. Here's Lingerfelt, and yep, there's Schaefer splitting them up. If Lingerfelt can be smart about how he lets Schaefer by, again, he can't gain time here. Schaefer's going to ride right on by on the inside. Cardulo's going to get loose right in front of Lingerfelt. Man, Lingerfelt is not liking seeing that 8 car sideways in front of him after what happened earlier.
I'm not going to say, that 8 car hasn't been doing really well so far, but he's been putting
in the wall there.
He's earlier.
Letting Lingerfelt by as Seth Berger hits the pit lane. The front end gone on that 77. Oh, and this was recent.
Oh, no.
Oh, he caught the wall off of 2.
Wow.
So this might be fast repair time for the 77. It is not. Gonna fight through it.
Yeah, got to save that fast repair. Maybe there's a caution that comes out late, and at least that's what he thinks. We'll see if he uses it when that comes on, which he probably will. But smart decision from the 77 not to use it there.
Well, yes and no, because now the car is destroyed, and
yeah,
I mean, you got to think he's only 16 points above the cut line. He wasn't running that well today. He's been running really middle of the field. If he loses any more spots, he's not doing too hot going into Charlotte. It's a difficult balance, but if you're that far in the field, you can't afford to lose more spots while all your championship competitors run in the top 6. It's so difficult. And it is a difficult decision. I'm not even, trying to rag on him because it's tough. Do you say that fast repair if you get a caution and you get the field hole jumbled up and there's a big wreck? Now you're out of it. At the same time, if that caution never comes out and you lose that many spots, you'll be kicking yourself for not using it. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Debbie Talata in chat says we need a yellow bad for the 65, and for the 65 camp, they do. They need one desperately. Tyler Markle hits the pit lane.
Yeah, that 65 camp is praying for a caution right now.
Kyle Lingerfeld goes up to 6, staying out there. Trying to get something in his favor going here. And I think he's just waiting for the crossover point with the fresh tires and the old tires, and where they kind of, you know, mix on track, and kind of something similar to happen away from him to fall into his favor here. Now here's where I'm looking. The pit stops to happen. The pit stops I was looking at to happen should be coming in the next 5 to 10 laps here. That's where I was thinking pit stops were really going to happen, to split from the restart to the end. But the more you think about it, only 3 cars could legitimately pit under that yellow, which was Sylvia, Markle, and Stutzman, and Josh McClune has crashed. See what happened to Josh McClune. It looked like maybe a self-spin off of turn 4. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah. Yep. There it is. Got loose off 4 there and couldn't save it. Hit a wall a little bit. I don't know if he's done now.
Yeah, he got loose way back in turn 3.
Right off of 3 there. That's... Richmond is tough, man. I tell you that much. This isn't an easy track to go around, but these drivers have been making it at least pretty easy so far, besides that one caution.
It's a tough
early
one.
on.
Joseph Causey's in, Max Service in the pit box. The 2 drivers staying out, Nathan Sylvia, Adrian Schumacher.
This is going to be interesting. Will Schumacher undercut, or will Schumacher go with them? Will he stay out? This is going to be interesting to see here as we go around.
I don't think Schumacher can let this go out too much longer. I think he has to attempt something, because I don't think he's going to catch Sylvia just, you know, on raw pace. I think Nathan staying out another lap here. Schumacher staying out another lap as well. Don't think he could have pitted even if he wanted to, because Schaefer was still inside there. Jeremiah Stutzman in 3rd now. How about the first driver to have pitted is Malenko after Reese Schaefer's spin on pit exit. Malenko trying to get something to happen in his favor here with that short pit. So Malenko, the first driver, out here again on fresh tires. He is 32 seconds back of Nathan Sylvia. That's important. You know, how long is that pit lane time? We've seen people take 45 seconds on pit lane.
He's not going in. He's staying out.
Nathan Sylvia stays out. Schumacher stays out. Jeremiah Stutzman out there in the back straightaway. And he'll stay out as well. And now Malenko down to 31 seconds behind Nathan Sylvia. Max Service left the pit lane in 29 seconds. Oh, that could get tighty. Kyle Lingerfeld, let's see where he is in his battle for the lucky dog position. Now, it's going to be hard to decipher in the middle of pit stops because we still have to wait for Sylvia, Schumacher, and Stutzman to cycle out, but I think it comes down to where he is with Malenko, Causey, and Schaefer. He's ahead of Seth Berger and behind Reese Schaefer, who's passing Nathan Sylvia now to put himself 1 lap down. Schaefer is putting himself 1 lap down now. Not unlapping himself, putting himself 1 lap down.
Yeah, what a drive Schaefer has, and we'll see if Nate comes into pit. He hasn't came into pit yet. I'm still wondering when this 9 car will go down the pit lane.
Well, at this point, you got to think he's got to stretch out as long as he can and have the fresh tire advantage at the end of the run.
Yeah, I agree.
It's difficult. It's difficult to overtake here. I don't like the play as much, but you know, if you have that much of an advantage, you could maybe just plow through people.
Yeah, you might be able to do something like that, as Lingerfeld's coming around to catch Sylvia now.
And this is Lingerfeld trying to put himself 2 laps down, which should be the first. If Lingerfeld's the first driver 2 down, now we're talking. But again, everything's got to cycle out. with Sylvia, Schumacher, and Stutzman still. And it's a difficult race to decipher.
He can't pit now if he even wanted to. Oh, is he gonna? Nope, he's gonna stay out again. He couldn't pit anyway. But this 9 car is looking really fast out here today. I do have to say.
I guess it should be 3 laps down. The first car 3 laps down. That is what Lingerfeld is. Well, now the last car 2 laps down, but it should work out where he's still the first car 1 lap down. You know, should there not be any mistakes. Pam Williams says, go Seth. Dennis Montez in chat says, let's go 77. And Jay Adams, 1127, says, go Kyle Effin Lingerfeld. And Adrian Schumacher, here's the undercut.
All right, here it is.
I knew the road racer in him was going to try something.
All right, now we have to see, will Sylvia come down pit road here? And it looks like Sylvia is coming down this time. We'll have to see where everything cycles out now between him and Schumacher.
And here's Stutzman. If he can stay out and get a lap led, that's an important bonus point. He came in tied, or I'm sorry, 2 points above the cut line. A bonus point for leading a lap. If he can cycle out to where he was going to originally end up running anyway, is huge. Here comes Stutzman. He's got to unlap himself. I'm sorry, pass Nathan Sylvia there, and then come around and lead the lap. There's Malenko. Nathan Sylvia still in the box. Right side's down. Left side's going on. Malenko's already past Nathan Sylvia for second on the racetrack.
Sylvia's out of the box now. Now don't mess up out of pit road here, and you'll.
Joseph Causey's gone to second. Nathan Sylvia, his deficit to Malenko when he gets up to speed here is going to be what we're looking at. As Jeremiah Stutzman has officially led a lap, and now Stutzman's going to pit. Stutzman has done his job. He's gotten his bonus point. It's time to pit. James Gilliard has crashed.
Oh, no.
Let's see where's Gilliard running. Looks like he's gotten back going. Let's see what happened. Looks like he might be all by himself in 1 and 2. He's probably going to loop it around.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. Don't hit the wall.
Ooh,
just a tap.
Just a tap. Nothing too bad for him.
So the deficit Nathan Sylvia has to Malenko is now 9 seconds, but it's quickly closing.
Oh boy.
So it's gonna be more of, is there enough time for Nathan to catch and pass Malenko? Where all this cycles out is Tyler Markle's the first driver, 1 lap down. Max Service is the second car, 1 lap down. Stutzman coming off the pit lane. The third car, 1 lap down. And Lingerfeld a lap and a half down to almost 2 down to Malenko, actually. So this green flag run has really hurt some people here.
Put some people in a bind. Now you have to wonder what some of those people are going to have to do here to maybe try and get an extra point or 2.
Yeah, so Malenko has a 7.5 second lead, but here we go. This is Causey now having to defend from Nathan Sylvia on fresh tires. How hard is he going to defend against this 9 car? Does maybe he let the 9 car get up there and duke it out with Mal? You know, how long does Nathan keep this advantage on tires, by the way? Because at one point, those tires are going to even out. When is that point?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit before those tires even out, but as long as he doesn't use them up too much and runs away from Causey pretty easy, he should be able to save some tires a little bit here and try and get to Malenko and maybe pass him.
42 laps to go. 7 seconds Malenko has over Nathan Sylvia. If Malenko is able to get the job done today, he is racing for a championship in 2 weeks' time. Nathan Sylvia trying to go back-to-back and be a playoff spoiler 2 weeks in a row in the final round before the championship race. We thought if there was going to be a playoff spoiler today, it'd be Greg Holt. Greg Holt didn't take the green flag today, so we don't know where the 3 car really would have ran because he never, took the green. But we did not expect Nathan Sylvia to get up here, lead laps, drive away from drivers like Adrian Schumacher, and now looking like putting Malenko in the hot seat, putting Malenko as a sitting duck, 5.5 seconds out in front, quickly dwindling.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's a lot of lap cars in front of Malenko, so Malenko has to kind of hope and pray that Nathan gets stuck behind these guys.
Yeah, and so I was going to say that, you know, there might be something to work out here, but no. He's catching Seth Berger, but they're in the same chat with Nathan. You know, this is not going to be easy.
Yeah, this isn't. And then you got Landon, Stutzman, Service. They're all right there battling it out. So Sylvia's going to have to try something here to try and get around him as quick as he can and not lose time to Malenko.
Let's take a look at the last lap time. Last lap, Nathan ran a 23.0. Malenko ran a 23.6. 0.6 of a lap faster as Nathan Sylvia. That's not a lot. Not a lot of time that Malenko has to figure out a plan to keep this 9 car behind him. And Landon Goodwill's gonna go around. Hard into the inside wall.
No.
Was there contact? If there's contact, this could be a yellow. Let's see. Looks like it was a self spin.
Yep. It was a Landon self spin special there, and tough break for the 8 car again. It's been a rough day for that 8 team, that's for sure.
Landon Cardullo, the Californian, 20-year-old Californian, 3 top 5s on the season. Legacy Pocono, Chicago, and USA. Has a couple poles this season. Led a lot of laps, but has not been able to seal one of these deals through. And today, just not looking like one of those days.
I think Landon wrecking kind of helped Sylvia get around a couple lap cars.
Oh, Gillian right in front of the leader! Woo!
That was close.
Man, what are you thinking if you're Malenko right there, seeing that happen?
Malenko definitely is gonna need some new underwear after that one.
Well, here we go. Now, Berger, Service, Gilliard in front of Nathan Sylvia, trying to work to the inside of Tyler Markle. All of Swift Motorsports is right here in front of Nathan. Well, Nathan just passed Markle. Is Swift Motorsports going to work against Team Squanch?
That's gonna be that might happen. We'll have to see here. I know they're all in the same chat, and Team Squanch kind of charters to Team Swift. We'll have to see if they hold them up now, especially with Seth and Service battling it out right here.
And they're also battling for the first car 1 lap down. They're in their own battle. This is for, you know, lucky dog. If a caution comes out, one of these drivers is back on the lead lap, and the other has to stay a lap down. So even then, it's a tough battle. And Berger's going to give it up. I think Berger's too damaged.
And here we go. 1 car settles between Sylvia and Malenko.
Coming around to 30 laps to go. The gap now, less than a second between Malenko and Sylvia, and 1 lap vehicle, the teammate to Malenko of Max Service.
We'll have to see. Service might try and hold him up here, so maybe Malenko can try and run away from Sylvia, but it might be a stretch.
Last lap, a 23.6 for Malenko, a 23.1 for Nathan. Now, I will say Malenko's running consistent 23.6s if Nathan can get around him and then falls off a cliff on those tires, you know? But Max is going to pass Malenko!
No!
That's the opposite of what he needed to do if he's going to help his teammate, because here comes Nathan to the inside of Malenko.
Oh, boy.
The battle for the race lead. Sylvia to the inside of Malenko. Severely fresher tires. Malenko doing all he can to fend him off around the outside. But Sylvia's got the grip. Don't spin it on exit. Side by side across the line. Sylvia now has the advantage into turn 1.
Can he get it through in turn 1? Maybe he'll be able to get the lead here. Pull off and he'll get it. He got it. He cleared him. Nathan Sylvia to the lead here.
Loose is him and Gilliard. Gilliard more loose. And now Malenko, he's just got to hope that he's kept his tires at a decent wear rate, that he might have something at the end if Nathan's pushed too hard. But even then, Nathan Sylvia's taken over the race lead. Adrian Schumacher is on his way forward as well, though. It's not over for Nathan Sylvia.
All I have to ask is, Max Service, what were you thinking there, buddy? You need to help your teammate out, and definitely passing him didn't help him at all. But, again, what a work there by Sylvia to get by Malenko as quick as he did.
And now Sylvia has to absolutely pedal to the metal because Schumacher's coming hard. Schumacher with the undercut, and then has cut the gap from 4 seconds down to 1.5 seconds. So it is imperative first that Schumacher can find a quick way around Malenko, and then have something to say for Nathan Sylvia. 25 laps to go. Time's running out. Schumacher getting close to that 7.
And
gonna peek to the
Malenko
inside.
Oh,
No, he didn't.
Oh, wreck him. Well, he's going to try and defend against the teammate.
Partial teammates. They're running the same scheme.
Yeah.
And Schumacher has the advantage into 1, and he's clear of Malenko.
Now he's got to go to service. What will service do?
The service is, he passed Malenko, who was in the lead at that moment. That is difficult.
Yeah, that was...
I think service is past. There is service in between? Oh yeah, service is in between. Here we go. Adrian Schumacher, 1.8 seconds back, and Nathan Sylvia with 23 laps to go. If Schumacher could get it done, he locks himself in as a championship contender in 2 weeks' time. Reese Schaefer's pitting again.
Oh, service sliding back there. Was that? Yeah, that was service sliding back there in front of Adrian. That could have been really dangerous and treacherous if he would have went around there.
21 laps to go. The gap stabilized between Sylvia and Schumacher. And again, the story. This is Nathan Sylvia's 4th Outlaw Sim Series start. All of them have come into playoffs. And wow, what a story to run 4 playoff races and win 2 of them to be a playoff spoiler.
And again, he said he'd suck here today. He's talked about it all week. I'm not going to do well at Richmond. And look what happened. He found the speed, got the car to the lead, led laps, and has a chance of winning this race with 20 laps to go.
Now, 20 laps to go. Yeah, 3/4 mile track. Seems like it'll go quick. For that 9 car, I think these might be the 20 longest laps of his life. He just wants to get to the white. Schumacher has lost time now to 2.1 seconds back. He had a little bit of a slide and trying to find his way around the 81 with max service.
Schumacher's going to have to really push it these last 17 laps. He's got to make up ground. He's got to get around service here now if he wants to try and make up time to the end.
Pam Williams says, moving on up, number 77, and Seth has been. He was around 10. He's actually moved up to 7, so saving that faster pair, I guess, has worked out somewhat. And he's hanging in there. Tyler Markle and 8th Kyle Lingerfelt. He's in 9th right now, and that's not a bad run, but after qualifying on pole, 9th is probably the worst result Lingerfelt expected out of this race. Qualified on pole and did not get to lead a single lap. Unbelievable.
Oh, wow. That's insane.
He spun off of turn 4, coming to complete lap 1.
Wow.
I don't know what to say. I hope this somehow doesn't come back on me, maybe with a commentator.
No, it should. Hopefully, it's not. I'm here, so it shouldn't, because I seem to turn off kind of debrief that jinx. But
I was talking a little bit about it. You know, what kind of a run can you get being on the cut line and then starting from pole after being the last seed in the playoffs? But I don't know. And again, this 15 laps left in this race things to work themselves out.
The one thing that 9 car doesn't want to see is a yellow flag. That would break him.
Yeah, one of the magical yellow change race thingies. Yeah, he would
Yeah,
absolutely
one of
hate to
those.
see one of those.
Yeah.
The gap stayed pretty stagnant. Now advantage Schumacher. It's gone from 2 seconds to 1.8. Now 1.7 as he crosses line this time. Is it too late for Schumacher to be gaining?
I think so. I think Schumacher might have lost out here, but I can't say that he hasn't yet. He's just gonna have to work really hard to try and get there.
You're right on board with Adrian Schumacher. Trying to catch that white speck out his front windshield. 1.6 seconds. It's closing. I don't know if it's fast enough. He's got to catch and then have some sort of a chance to pass. He lost so much time on the straightaway there, though. Oh, big gain to the corner. 1.5 seconds. Gonna come back up on corner exit. He's gaining, but again, I don't think it's enough time.
It might not be enough. We'll have to see. Still 11 laps to go. Still things can happen. So a lot of things happen as we get to the lappers here.
Absolutely. It's all about lap traffic. That's what it's going to come down to. That's what all of these short track races come down to, is lap traffic, don't they?
Yeah, that's true. Every single short track, lap traffic.
Schumacher lost time there, and I think without some external help, that might be all she wrote for Adrian. We'll see, though.
Right,
10 laps
who's
to go.
who's throwing the water bottle on the track? Who's doing it?
How about it? Joseph Kazi running in 4th, being 11 points behind the cut line coming into the day, and Adrian Schumacher running 2nd, being 14 points behind the cut line today.
What a run it's been for those two. Great stuff. Schumacher's, if he finishes 2nd here, I know there's some playoff implications and points and stuff. He's going to have to work really hard at Charlotte to try and get above the cut line.
Absolutely. About 2 points above the cut line was Jeremiah Stutzman coming into today. Very solid drive. Right now in 5th. Very, very good stuff by the 71, who was on the bottom of Kyle Lingerfelt when they both approached the 8 car of Landon Cardullo. If it wasn't for that line choice from Jeremiah Stutzman, this race could have easily gone in the favor of Kyle Lingerfelt. But the lane that Jeremiah Stutzman was in proved pivotal as Lingerfelt made contact with the 8 and Stutzman got on the lead lap. Next service in 6th. Seth Berger with about 6/7 of that car on the racetrack, still running in 7th. And Kyle Lingerfelt in 9th.
You know, I don't like to be biased against these drivers, but I'm not gonna lie. If I wasn't saying that I didn't have a smile on my face right now, seeing that 9 car in the lead with 5 laps to go.
I mean, let's talk about. We already talked about his story. How about the next highest non-playoff driver in this field? Tyler Markle. About time he's had a decent run. Right now running in the 8th position in that Aspen Dental Seth's dog car.
That's a great car. But yeah, Tyler Marco's run really well tonight, and he finally found the speed out of that 42 car that he's been looking for throughout this season. And it sucks that it has to come 2 races before the season ends.
Again, eliminated in round 1. He started the season off with a bang, winning at the Daytona Road. I'm sorry, at the Auto Club Road Course, and that was about it. To be quite honest, Landon Cardullo, top of the charts in practice. Right now, running in 10th. Still on track, Andrew St. Cour in the 11th position. Theron Elam Jr. in 12th. James Gilliard, 13th. Reese Schaefer, 14th. Josh McClune retired from the race in 15th. and that's about
One
it.
white flag is out here at Richmond. 1 lap to go. Nathan Sylvia down into 1. Can he's gonna win this thing as long as he doesn't make a mistake here.
Down the back straightaway for the final time in his 4th Outlaw Sim Series start. He's gonna go back to back. Nathan Sylvia, a 2-time winner in the Outlaw Sim Series and a 2-time playoff spoiler in probably the most important playoff round. Schumacher, after finishing as the lowest playoff driver last week, is the highest finishing playoff driver this week. And Malenko, a respectable 3rd place run, already at the top of the playoff standings. At the moment, it looks like he just has to survive Charlotte.
Oh boy. Burn it down, 9 car. You deserved it. What a run he had today. Oh, is he gonna do the Brad Keselowski? Oh, is it a general chat? It's a general chat win.
Oh, Schumacher's down pit lane. I don't think he got the memo. He's got to come on out. Is he going to retire? Yep, he's not going to join the burnout. Here we go.
There it is. Oh, wow.
Look at that.
What a scene. Oh, Schaefer coming in there.
Look at all those blue cars, and then here comes Schaefer's red.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. But, a great job from Nathan Sylvia. 4 starts, 2 wins. What a track record.
Yeah.
He's getting up there with Greg Holt levels of
he's taking
wins
a
to
victory lap
starts.
now.
And he should, man. What a
What
drive.
a win.
So, we'll get... Oh, my goodness!
Oh. Oh, there goes a Schaefer.
What was that?
Oh, no.
Let the man celebrate. Oh,
I don't know if
my
Marco knew he
goodness.
was coming, though.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's...
That changes everything in his celebration.
Oh man!
Oh,
if you would have heard what Reese Schaefer just said, that would have had you laughing. That's for sure.
Let's
But-
save it for post race.
What a win from that 9 car! And again, like he said, this race wasn't his best, or wasn't going to be his best, and he comes out here and takes a win from a playoff driver.
Just what a drive from Nathan Sylvia. But we go inverse podium in these post race interviews. Let's get our 3rd place finisher, driver of the number 7, Malenko. Got some laps led. I mean, the strategy that Sylvia and Schumacher took, was there any defense for that?
No, there really wasn't, but I was too far back. Once it took me so long to get in front of Reese that it was just something to get some laps led, and I knew I was probably going to finish 4th there, but Max got a penalty on pit lane, so ended up being a 3rd place.
What happened to Max?
Yeah, there was a new rule this week that you couldn't drive through the boxes, and he, like all of General, we don't really listen, but
Well, that's something. So talk about the battles with Reese. It looked like a lot of the day, maybe it was just the camera angle into turn 3. It looked like a lot of the time Reese was cutting you off, and you were cutting him a lot of breaks. But what were you feeling in the early and the most recent stint battling with Reese?
it was just impossible to pass on the inside. And then I saw Adrian come up, and then he kind of showed that, gonna have to try and fit it to the outside on the exit of the corner to try and get a pass done against us that were like tenths off of each other in speed. You kind of had to like pinch the guy low if you wanted to keep a spot, and you can't really get it done on the inside because unless you're willing to door bang the person.
Didn't you learn as my spotter that the outside? No, I'm kidding. But why did it take so long? Or why did it take Schumacher to just absolutely destroy you two around the outside to even try it?
Good question. that I don't have the answer for.
Fair enough. Nonetheless, a third place finish, a decent run, and with how many points you had above the cut line, that's all you needed.
It's everything we needed. We got a good run. We didn't get into anyone. We got a decent pitch strategy. We led 17 laps, kept it up front the whole race. Probably the points leader after this is everything.
Right. I do believe with Seth's run down in 7th, you're only a couple points behind him. So you should work out to the points leader. Heading into Charlotte now. Mile and a half. Tight mile and a half that I'm going to say, for it being a free track on the service, I don't think a lot of people have a lot of laps there. How are you feeling about Charlotte, man?
I'm feeling all right. We should have probably to the elimination spot. Probably a 16, 17 point gap. So only Adrian gained us some points, and we already had 14 to the cut. So we're probably like 17. We only had, I think it was a 19 for the race. So, and I think I'm not the best at mile and a half, but I can get a top 10 done.
I think that might be all you need to get, but we'll have to wait and see. Nonetheless, congratulations on your podium, and best of luck to you next week, driver, at Charlotte.
Yep, good luck, Malenko.
Thank you.
Right on. Third place finisher, Malenko. Man, this is gonna be an interesting one. But we have second place finisher, Adrian Schumacher. Adrian, man, how long or what was what took so long for you to come down pit lane there on that final stint?
I wanted to lead a lap, get that extra point, and I wanted the more fresh tires. My headphones went out, so I didn't have any communication with Nathan to try to work something out. But yeah, just
I see that now. I figured we were kind of waiting for you to come in to try to undercut Nathan, knowing that if you were able to get the win, that would be it. And I mean, you did undercut Nathan by a lap, because I think he was just more or less waiting for you to come in. But that lap got you, and how everything else worked out, him battling, through everybody else, that you kind of had the easier time working your way through. Came out 3 seconds closer to Nathan, but 1.8 seconds, man. It looked like you had the pace to close that gap, but I don't know what was, I guess, your point of view there once you got cleared a second.
Yeah, I guess I don't really have any excuses or anything, but I didn't really have the pace, and of course the lack of communication to other drivers to try to work my way around lap cars affected me. But it's mostly just I think I didn't have the pace to catch him.
Fair enough. Jacob, you have any questions for Adrian?
Adrian, you did really well finishing second, but is there anything more you could have done with that 82 car to maybe try and get around Nathan and get that W?
Yeah, probably maybe got some payback from Talladega.
Yeah, that would have been it. And then you go into Charlotte. I think you're below the cut line, not too much. What is going to be the plan at Charlotte?
I think it's gonna have to be a win. I'm gonna have to pull it out somehow, and probably try something different to try to maybe even try undercutting a few pit stops to see if that helps me get a win, because I can't just rely on other drivers having a bad day.
Absolutely. I believe the unofficial count is 11 below the cut line. Cut line being Max over Kyle. So 11 points, Charlotte. That's a tall task with these field sizes.
Yeah.
But if there's anybody that can get it done, it's you. With the consistency you continue to build, Does it come through at Charlotte? We'll have to see. Congratulations on your second place finish. Highest finishing playoff driver after being the lowest finishing playoff driver last week. We'll see if it's enough at the end of Charlotte in a week's time. Best luck to your driver at Charlotte, and congratulations on second.
Yep,
Thanks,
congratulations to you, Adrian.
Thanks.
And here we go. Driver of the number 9 going back to back in his fourth Outlaw Sim Series start. He is a 2-time Outlaw Sim Series winner. And Nathan, I asked you earlier, was there anything maybe your experience could have helped you out with? I think you took these boys to school. Granted, a lot of these guys, you know, they're on here. They're just wrapping up their first years on iRacing. Been on here a little bit longer than a year. But, man, that 9 car showed up tonight.
Yeah, I really did. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think I was gonna be a top 5 car at all. I saw my quality pace. I thought it was just gonna be Dover all over again. I'm just gonna go straight to the back. But I followed like the first run. I just followed people in front of me. And I learned in braking zones, and then that's all I basically did. Kind of just learned on the run.
What did you do with the engine?
What do you mean? Didn't do anything.
Oh, I got what he's asking.
Yeah.
Oh, Jacob, were you here enough to maybe go through with this interview? I'll let you have it.
Yeah, I was here. You know, Nate, you ran through the field. You know, again, we talked through this week and all this stuff. You know, you've told me plenty of times that Richmond isn't gonna be good for you. Now you put that thing into the win. How are you feeling after that one, man? It's got to be good.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna win. I came in here with low hopes, but I kept my head on the straight civil, and here we are.
You know, there was only one caution tonight. I don't know. I guess Landon got into. I didn't see the caution, so I guess Landon got into it. What was going on with that 8 car tonight, if you don't mind me asking? It seemed like, you know, he had pace in practice, and then you know, qualifying and the race just didn't pan out.
I should note, Jacob, he was trying to pass Nathan, and I think that's what happened to Landon, the difference on tires. But I'll let Nate answer. Just cueing you.
Yeah. 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 When Landon called me, I just said, "Hey, have the outside. It's all yours. I'm not going to get into the gas until you get around me." And I guess that he literally said, "Yeah, it's my first time running the top." And then, well, I guess that proved him right. And I guess that he just went around.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of you, buddy. That's win number 2 now out of 4. 3 days before my birthday. Great win. And one more question: will we see you back again for another one before the season's over, or is this it?
I'll probably be at Kansas, maybe. We'll see what happens with work.
Fair enough. I got one question. Tell me about the squanch schemes, man. I know you said this was I guess the concept that Landon made for your car, and then all of Squanch ran it. But why'd you want this car, man?
Well, he told me after Talladega, "Hey, I want to make you a paint." And I said, "Okay." And then he told me to sponsor, so I just said me, and then now here we are.
Perfect, man. Those cars, they look great. Along with your blue car, with the other 5 blue Swift cars. It's a lot of blue towards the front when almost all of Swift and you were up in the top 8 for a good chunk of that finish. But nonetheless, congratulations on back-to-back wins. One more question, actually. At this point in the playoffs, this is like the final round before the championship race. You are now a 2-time playoff spoiler. Man, how does that feel?
Yeah, man. I'm just here to spice it up a little bit. You know, it was pretty good.
Well, we don't have a single confirmed spot for Kansas in 2 weeks' time, and that's okay. Nathan Sylvia back-to-back wins here in the Outlaw Sim Series, and his 3rd and 4th Outlaw Sim Series starts. Driver, congratulations on the win once again, and best luck to you on your next Outlaw Sim Series start.
Congratulations, sir.
Thanks, guys.
And what a job. I mean, he, like he said, he just learned from his competitors in that first stint.
Yeah, he did really well there to finish it out. That was awesome to see, and you know, again, like I said, like he said, you know, Richmond wasn't going to be his track, and he came out here and proved himself and everybody else wrong.
Well, let's take a look at the finishing results, and man, this field, they got really spread out over that long green flag run. But I have to say, even like similar to the league race I ran a couple weeks ago, just one caution right around that first round of pit stops, and the rest of the race went green. Everybody kind of said 2, 3, 4 cautions. Nathan said 6 cautions. We only had one. Only one.
Only one.
But let's go through these race results. Nathan Sylvia, the win again. Second career Outlaw Sim Series win in 4 starts. That's a stat line. He is 50% on the season. Batting 500, man. That is crazy. Adrian Schumacher, highest finishing playoff driver after last week's 26th place finish. That's going to help. But is it going to be enough? Again, 11 points below the cut line. It was 14. We'll see how things work out at Charlotte. Malenko comes home third. Should be the top seed in the playoffs heading into Charlotte. Joseph Kazi is fourth. Jeremiah Stutzman fifth. Max Service sixth. Seth Berger seventh. Look at that block of playoff drivers. 6 playoff drivers from second to seventh. Tyler Markle, the second non-playoff driver in the field. He'll come home eighth. Kyle Lingerfeld, man, qualified on pole and only has that one bonus point to show for it, man. That is
nuts.
That is tough. He'll come home ninth. Any other track, I'd say that's, a decent enough run. But after qualifying on pole, I think he needed to see this race through up front. He needed another caution to fall his way, and he never got it. He was involved in the one and only caution that could have gone his way. He'll come home ninth. And Jacob, take us through the final 9.
Right. Landon Cardulo finishing in the top 10 had a bad day, but still got a top 10 out of it. Andrew St. Cour, in 11th. Farron Elam Jr. in 12th. James Gilliard in 13th. Reese Schaefer in 14th. Joshua McClune 15th. Adam Gardner 16th. Jason Miz 17th. Joshua Fox 18th.
And you see, though, those bottom 4, they DNF'd out of the race. McClune 65 laps down. And Gardner, he was hanging around. He actually came off the pit lane there towards the end. I don't know. He ended up 103 laps down. Probably didn't like something early in this race and decided not to fight with it too much. And Schaefer, his spin on pit lane after running towards the front. That 14th place finish, that one's going to hurt a little bit. Granted, not really any points. He was just going for the win, but still. So yeah, Jacob, your thoughts on the race you did see here at Richmond?
That race, it was awesome. Again, 3 days before my birthday, and seeing one of my longest friends of 10 or 11 years win in a series that's got a lot of competition is awesome. It was a great race. I was glad to be able to come back here and broadcast the last half of it.
Absolutely. And again, I've said it a lot on broadcast through all the pre-race interviews. I mentioned this is your birthday week. Your birthday coming up on Friday. First, I gotta ask, what did you do to celebrate it today?
Well, I went to our place that we have, and I just sat in my room for a little bit, tried to broadcast. Didn't work, and then I went downstairs, ate some pizza, and then had the best cake ever that my mom made, and that's about it, really. And then Friday, I'm going down to my dad's house to celebrate there, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
There you go, driver. Again, happy early birthday, and again, been very, very proud of the progress you made this season, and I thank you, for giving up the driver's seat to coming up here, grabbing a mic, and commentating the second half of this season with me. It's been a lot of fun, and hope to see you continue to grow as a commentator, because it has been a blast, and it's been a very intriguing journey to see you kind of blossom into this role.
Oh, it's been a lot of fun, and I definitely there's plans in the works, you already know, but that's for a later time. It's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to continue.
Fair enough. Well, enough with the talking until the point where I'm going to be talking for the next 3 minutes. But we'll leave it at that. Let's go ahead. Shout out once again tonight's charity, the Jimmy Fund, and the Jimmy Fund. They solely support the fight against cancer with Dana-Farber. And since its founding in 1948, the Jimmy Fund has raised millions of dollars through thousands of community efforts to help save lives and give hope to cancer patients around the world. Again, the Jimmy Fund, they're an official charity of the Boston Red Sox, and they do so much in coordination with them to kind of branch out, what they do. So, again, if you want to read up more, or if this is just even a learning, or for you learning about this charity, please check them out at jimmyfund.org. It would mean the world. And again, we broadcast the final 30 minutes of practice in the name of a charity each week, hoping that all of you who tune in to this broadcast, at least some of you are in the giving spirit, or at least are intrigued enough to see more about what they're all about. And again, you can check that out at jimmyfund.org. I failed to mention today, and this is on my part, but I feel the obligation to say it just because of how much work Pratt did in the preseason to get this series off the ground. Pratt did so much to get people computers and parts and iRacing memberships and stuff to get them set for the season. Pratt was a huge help to the season, and that's why we have the Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award. And Pratt Tile and Stone, serving all your Italian needs since 2003. Kyle Lingerfelt won that pole award, and it was looking up after that. Unfortunately, that's not how the race panned out. But some pace here, and it's not over. He's still got to fight at Charlotte before we decide who's going to Kansas. And once more, if you like this camera and the others you've seen on tonight's broadcast, please check out Whiplash Media. Again, they are the owners of Pit Stop TV, and again, Whiplash Media, Pit Stop TV, they've streamlined myself as an iRacing broadcaster, and I couldn't do, even a quarter of what I do now without all the support and all the help and resources I've gotten from Whiplash Media. Resources like stream overlays and iRacing camera packs, stream overlays. These aren't ones made by Whiplash Media, but they have some very, very sleek streaming overlays. If you've seen some Pit Stop TV broadcasts recently, they are sharp. And they also make paint schemes. Also, they're working on their presence in real racing, like they're doing photography and social media management and public relations. Anyway, you have to go check them out at www.whiplash-media.com for more. And well, again, wild race at Richmond, not the beating and banging we expected a short track, but wild race in the sense that we actually had the strategy play out, and up until about 20 laps to go, we didn't know what was going to happen. There's a driver leading, got eaten up, and then drivers got clear to one another, and we didn't know where the margins were going to lie, where all the cards were going to fall on the table. But ended up with that 9 car in the center of your screen in victory lane for the second time in as many weeks, and half the starts he's made this season. What a phenomenal job from Nathan Sylvia, a 2-time winner in the Outlaws Sim Series, a 2-time playoff spoiler. That means we don't have a single driver confirmed for who's going to be fighting a championship in Kansas. 7 drivers fighting for 4 spots. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday. We're racing on Cinco de Mayo for the penultimate race of the Outlaws Sim Series Bandit Grand Nationals iRacing season at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, a free track on the service, and a very, very important race. Penultimate race on the season, and 4 drivers are going to leave that race having 1 week's time to prepare for a championship race down at Kansas. But nonetheless, this has been the birthday boy, Jacob Zala, and myself, Emerson Arnold, on the call. Y'all stay safe. Man, at least here in Texas, it has gotten really hot and really humid, so please stay cool. I work outside. I gotta stay dehydrated. Stay hydrated. No, do not stay dehydrated. Oh, goodness. Please hydrate. Drink water, please. Or if you don't like water. Man. Yeah, just... If it's cold for you somehow, some way, I saw there was snow earlier this week. Please stay inside and stay warm. Y'all stay safe out there in this dangerous world. There's some lights to the ends of the tunnels that we've been traveling for so long, and hopefully we find those lights very, very soon. And hopefully we get back to some normalcy soon. But nonetheless, once again, please tune in next Wednesday. We love you here at the Outlaw Sim Series. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you then.